Roncalli Royals football here on the Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown, Dan Bauer, Steve Wilson with you, alongside a cast of thousands. Appreciate you spending part of your Friday night with us as we get going here for Roncalli football Week 4. Royals winners of 15 in a row going back to last season. Tied for the fourth longest winning streak in program history. Royals will try and make it 16 in a row and 4-0 on the season tonight against a very strong Columbus North team. Guys, before we get into the matchup tonight, let's go back to last week, and we've talked many times, both before and after the game. It doesn't matter how you get it done, but a win on the road at Chittard is a huge win for this program.
A win anywhere against Chittard is a huge win for any program, especially our program. But yes, I mean, it was a great ball game. And Chittard had their moments where they kind of had you a little nervous, but Roncalli held on and was able to finally take a knee and call it a night. But any win's a good win.
Well, the Royals had a chance. They were up 28-7. Chittard made it a one-score game. And, Steve, how important was it that both the defense in getting a stop, holding that 7-point lead, and then the offense running the clock out for the final 5.5, that those two first units had to make some plays to close the game out?
Correct. And, like Coach Rodenberg had said, it's good to get in a dogfight at some point in the season. You don't want to coast through the season, which we knew that wasn't going to happen anyways. But, yeah, you had to step up and make some plays down the stretch. And, anytime you beat Chittard, it's a good win. And, you worry about getting better the next day. You take the victory when you get it, and they're going to learn from it. And I think we'll be more efficient tonight.
Well, Columbus North, the opponent tonight, coming in 2-1. Royals 3-0. Columbus North winners of 2 in a row. Their lone loss was in the opener at Gibson Southern. They gave up 40-plus points, but Gibson Southern, the top-ranked team in 3A. So on the road at Gibson Southern, that's not a bad loss by any stretch. They then shut out Columbus East in Week 2, and then an easy win over Southport at home last week. Before we get into the specific matchup of tonight's game between Roncalli and Columbus North, let's take a broader view, guys, as to what specifically you're looking for from the Roncalli on both sides of the football. We'll start with the offense.
Well, I think offensively, if you see Columbus North running 2 high safeties, we're going to run the football. And if you see 1 high safety, we're going to throw the ball. I mean, I think that's pretty common, but I think we're going to see that tonight. Defensively, we're back at full strength. We got Tyson Carrot back. It's going to be a big lift to the defense, and we got to contain the quarterback. He's a very similar to what Chittard had, and he was effective against us last year. So we have to contain him.
And, Dan, you and I did the game last year at the Royals won on the road 31-27. 4 lead changes in that game.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Roncalli taking the lead with about 3.5 minutes to go on a long drive. Baron Hebler capped it with a rushing score, and then Owen Volk had an interception in the final 90 seconds to seal it. But for the second straight week, Roncalli faces a team whose leading rusher is also its quarterback.
Yeah.
And Luke Hammond, second-year starter. He's a left-hander, very efficient. We all talked before the game, having Tyson Garrett back at the middle linebacker spot, the junior all-stater, that helps immensely your ability to spy on that quarterback.
Yeah, it's huge because he is really good about – he's got great legs. He can cover sideline to sideline. He's a great complement to O'Connor. When you put those 2 guys in there, they are going to cover some ground, and one of them are going to get to it. You can also trust one to be blitzing and the other one to make up ground for him. So, that being back is a huge element of Roncalli's defense that gives them a huge chance against a running quarterback. Because, I mean, they've got good running backs, but their quarterback is better. He's an athlete. They want the ball in his hand as much as possible. Roncalli doesn't want it in his hand. And when you have a running quarterback that can also throw the ball, it's dangerous because that offense is multidimensional. So you have to cover both sides of it, and they can give you a run look and then all of a sudden throw it, or vice versa, which makes it tough, unless you can contain him, unless you can, and if you trust your linebackers to be there just in case he runs, then you can let your DBs play deep pass defense and not worry about it as much.
Well, before we completely transition into the matchup tonight here on the Lauk and Veldal Funeral Services pregame show, let's go back and run through the highlight package from last week. Again, Roncalli winning at Bishop Chatard by the score of 28-27. Here's the highlights from last week's win. 3rd down and 4. Leffler takes the snap, looks out in the flat, has Lockard, makes a man miss, darts up the sideline. Now he's loose. He's loose. 40, 30, turn on the Jets, and he's gone.
Wow.
Kyle Lockard to the house, 70-yard touchdown. Longest play from scrimmage of the young season, and
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They gonna make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary, ER, or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Started talking about the true matchups yet, but that win last year, it was an eye opener because I used to say about Roncalli when a team comes in and plays, and I'll use Martinsville example. When Martinsville first started playing Roncalli through those couple of years, Martinsville came here, and you could see they were scared to death to play against Roncalli because of the reputation. And you get there and they've got their warm-ups are so regimented that there's fans everywhere. And and I talked to one of the coaches from Martinsville after that game, and he said, yeah, their kids were scared to death. And he said, but it helped improve their program. The next year we played them. It was a real close game. They might have even won the next game, or maybe it was 3 games before they actually won.
Well, and it was that series
one.
against Martinsville that was responsible for Roncalli changing its offense.
Yes.
And signaling plays in.
Because, yes, they came back and won a couple games, and it just kind of their program kind of skyrocketed at the time. Columbus North won the first 2 games against Roncalli. Last year, they were angry that they lost that game. You could see it by the way they walked off the field, and the way they lost it. They fully believe they should have won that game. And it's going to be interesting here today. It's kind of you're used to you go into the Chittard game knowing it's an arch rival game. You're ready for anything. You come off that week. Now you go against a team that you feel like, oh yeah, we beat them last year. They've had a big loss to start the season, and then 2 wins that are just kind of eh. It's a danger zone for Roncalli a little bit, because I guarantee you Columbus North has circled this game more than Roncalli has circled this game, and that's always a dangerous matchup if you don't take care of business early.
Well, we look at this matchup, and we'll get more into it here deeper as we go, but as we kind of wind this segment down of our Lauck and Veldoff Funeral Services pregame show before Steve heads down the sideline. Steve, you got a couple things you're looking at as you head down the sideline. You'll be looking at it from field level tonight.
Well, one thing that I think is important, and it's kind of what Dan was saying, you have to avoid the emotional letdown of the big rival win you had against Chittard. And it's probably good that Chittard actually came back and made that game competitive, because it refocuses you and the coaching staff. If we win the game 28-7, I think maybe we're feeling a little bit too good about ourselves, and we may not be as focused as we should be for this game. I don't think that's going to be a problem the way the Chittard game finished.
Well, and we've talked, and I know, Steve, you talked to Coach Rodenberg directly after the game a couple weeks ago, that he had a real concern the way the first 2 games went, certainly with the Southport game went, with that 55-7 win, that the season was potentially setting up for more of what we saw at the end of last year and a lot of running clock games, and he was worried about his team losing sharpness. But I guess the upside of that is they had to make some plays and play out the Franklin Central game, because the Flashes made a little run there in the 4th quarter, and then the way the game ended at Chittard last week.
Well, and the way we finished the season last year, we ran through the tournament, we steamrolled everybody. That creates incredibly high expectations for the following season, and sometimes unrealistic expectations that you're just going to come out and clock everybody. It don't work that way in high school football. And that's been proven the last couple weeks. I expect a close game tonight. I would be surprised if we thump them tonight. Columbus North is good. They got a good quarterback. They got a good offense. I think it's going to be a great challenge for Roncalli.
See, well, I think the challenge that Roncalli's got to overcome, yes, we've had 2 games where they've been able to play all 4 quarters. But if you really break it down by series, Roncalli has kind of fallen flat on quite a few series. We've seen the punter come out and punt 3 times last week, 2 times the week before.
After one time in the first 2 games.
Right.
One punt.
And so, when you're giving up series like that, yes, you're playing a full game, but you're not productive throughout those 4 quarters. And I think that's what this team really needs to learn how to do is, yes, play 4 quarters, but then, play them productively. Now, the catch of that is that, well, if you play it, 100% efficiency in the first half of the game, you're going to be up more than 35 points, and so you don't get the opportunity then to prove it for the full game. So you need an opponent that can come back and actually score against you and give you that test. So, can you get that out of it? But that's what this team really needs.
Well, and here's the thing. Obviously, you don't want to look sloppy, but you want to peak at the right time too.
No question.
Just like we did last year.
You're right.
We struggled many games. We ended up winning most of them last year, but we struggled quite a few games, especially defensively. But once the tournament got here, our defense was every bit as good as our offense in that tournament.
Better.
So it's at times better. Yeah. So again, we want to peak at the right time. We don't want to play. You don't want to play your best football in September. We want to save that for late October and November.
That's a good point.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take. Actually, we'll go ahead and stay here for a minute. We've got to make sure that our break time's out with the pregame prayer and the national anthem. So we'll go ahead and stay here for just a minute longer. Again, we talked about next week for Roncalli. It's back on the road up to the north side to take on Guerin Catholic. But looking specifically, guys, for a second at this Columbus North team, the defense really is the question mark for them in terms of the number of starters they lost and what really this defense is. I don't know that we have a handle on it just from looking at scores, giving up 40-plus points to Gibson Southern, shutting out a Columbus East team that seems to be on the ropes right now, and then giving up 13 points to a Southport team that's really struggling.
Well, I think we know giving up 43 points to Gibson Southern is there's no shame in that. They got a really good quarterback and offense.
Yeah, they're a fantastic team. So, yeah, you don't know from this schedule because they've played one really, really good team and then, two teams that are struggling right now. And so, you don't have to play your best football against a schedule like that. Now, you wish you would have played better against Gibson Southern because you had to even come close, but they didn't. And so it's a big question mark for Roncalli is what they're going to see tonight.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take another 2-minute break here on the Lauk and Veldoff Funeral Services pregame show. When we come back, we will run down Dan's keys to the game. We'll look at a couple specific players that we're going to keep an eye on for tonight. We'll get you set and take you to the top of the hour. And the kickoff tonight between 3-0 Roncalli and 2-1 Columbus North. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break and come right back with more after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
On the Lauk and Veldoff Funeral Services pregame show, Roncalli 3-0 taking on 2-1 Columbus North. We've reached the point now in our pregame show to hear what Dan has on his mind for tonight's keys to the game.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, I mentioned earlier about Columbus North being so angry after Columbus.
In the start of tonight's game, Roncalli 3-0, Columbus North 2-1. We're back in 60 seconds on the Roncalli Media Network. Perfect.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Reminding you, you're listening to Roncalli Football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Made it fur.
Yep.
Now Roncalli and Columbus North out at midfield for the coin toss. Bulldogs winning the toss and electing to defer. Royals in the royal blue tops, white numerals and lettering, the white pants, the gray helmets with the red and royal blue cross-R logo. Columbus North in the white tops, royal blue pants and numerals lined in black. The black helmets with the Bulldog logo. Bulldogs have won the toss and elected to defer. 77 degrees and sunny with a few clouds. Our game time temperature forecast 60 for a low near the end of the game tonight after sundown. Winds out of the south-southeast at 5 miles an hour. That's from our statistician, Matt Donovan, who is certified by the American Meteorological Society. AMS, baby. Take it to the bank. That's serious schooling right there. Happy you're with us. Big weekend coming up, and looking forward to this one. Royals. This may be the first time, I think, this year, Dan, that the Royals have had the ball to start the game. I think this is the case.
Is it?
I think it is. Columbus North opting to go into the sun here in this first quarter. Heading deep for the Royals. That's number 35, Ben Brandenburg. We've not seen him return kicks yet this year for Roncalli. We saw Michael Hegwood get a little sideways with Coach John Rodenberg last week in the return game. So Ben Brandenburg is back there with the junior Luke Hansen. That's Hansen's number 27. Columbus North does the we're going to fake an onside kick and then back up.
You know how much I love
routine. Dan loves that. Kick is away, and we're underway. Hansen takes it at the 15.
Ooh, hold, go.
He's got a hole up the side, and he missed the kick. He avoids the kicker. He's out across the 45 into Columbus North territory. The kicker was Bradley Johnson, number 29, I believe. Is that a 29? Or is that 20?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Let me.
What we know for sure is that's Royals ball at the Columbus North 44. That much we know for sure to start this ball game. Ball at the plus 44 for the Royals. Aiden Leffler, his 37th consecutive start. 26-10 as a starter. Last week, 16 of 24 passing, 171 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception for Leffler. He's in the shotgun on 1st and 10. Has a back behind him. He sends Gore in motion. He turns and hands to the fullback, Gallagher. He covers the football and barges his way inside the 40 down to the 38. Pickup of 6 for Michael Gallagher. 2nd down and 4. Jackson Scruggs, their all-conference safety, the senior, number 3, made the stop. 2nd down and 4 at the 38 of Columbus North. Leffler turns, hands again, puts it in the stomach of Luke Hansen. He gallops inside the 35, down to the 32, and a 1st down. Move the chains. Pickup of 6 for Luke Hansen. Hansen had 47 yards on 8 carries. He looked very good, Dan, and he was the guy that actually ran the ball to put the game away in the game-clinching drive last week.
Well, he got tripped a little bit early on that play right there, and he did a great job of stutter stepping and being able to stay on his feet.
Leffler passing the flat to Gore. He's got a little room to jitterbug to the sideline. He's bumped out of bounds at the 25. Good 1st down pickup of 7 down to the 25. Jackson Scruggs pushed him out. 2nd down and 3. Royals moving the ball quickly and efficiently here in this game's first possession.
Columbus North runs a 4-3 defense, so Roncalli is very familiar with the front and what it looks like. So it shouldn't be anything that they can't handle.
Leffler puts it in the stomach of Hansen. He cuts outside, now back inside, rambling his way down inside the 20, down near the 18. He's got another 1st down. Luke Hansen down to the 18, so give him 7 on the play. 7 yards for Luke Hansen on 2nd down. Another 1st down for the Royals. 1st and 10 at the Columbus North 18. Early going, first quarter.
Luke made a real good decision to get it outside that last play.
Now Hansen again, right up the middle. He's got room. He's still in on his feet. He's near the goal line, and he is in. Touchdown, Luke Hansen.
What a
from
jitterbug. He went
18
back
yards
and
out.
forth.
What a run. Luke Hansen cutting his way through the traffic, finds the goal line from 18 yards out. His third touchdown of the season. And just like that, in less than 2 minutes, the Royals drive 44 yards and put it in the end zone. Here's Luke Russell on for the PAT. He is 70 for 71 in his career. He's made 55 in a row. Snap down from Johnny Rader, a low line drive kick that's through, and it's good. So Roncalli quickly on the board, 7-0, 10:31 to go here in the first quarter. Let's send it down to Steve Wilson and see what he saw on that Luke Hansen run.
Well, he had some nice blocks up front, and just like we talked about pregame, they played 2 high safeties, and Roncalli's just content running the football at this point. It'll be interesting to see if Columbus North makes any adjustments here and commits another man down to the box.
Steve, what did you see from Gallagher in that H position on that drive?
Well, I mean, he never changes. He gets the ball and he runs downhill, and that's what we come to expect. And he knows that's where the goal line is, so that's the direction that he runs.
Well, one thing I noticed, because he came in and made a couple nice blocks on it, but Hansen went the other direction on a couple of them, which I think what people are starting to do is they're reading his block, knowing, okay, wherever the H-back goes, that's where the play's going. And they're I haven't watched it enough to say that that's definitely what they're doing. But when Hansen cuts the backwards and he sees the big openings, it's usually because a guy has removed himself from the backside spot, and generally that's because he's following that lead block to try to get to the hole.
Minute 21 on the drive, 5 plays for the Royals. Luke Hansen with the touchdown, his third of the season. Luke Russell on to kick it away toward the east end zone. He hits a high over-ender that Keegan Castetter watches soar over his head for a touchback. That's the 6th touchback of the season for Luke Russell. And the Bulldogs take over. 10:31 to go here in the first quarter. Luke Hammonds is the Columbus North starter, 5'9", 175-pounder. He's their leading rusher. He's also completed 75% of his passes, 35 out of 47 for 432 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's his second year as a starter. His 13th start, he's 8-4. He runs right up the middle on the first snap. He fights his way back to the line of scrimmage, and then the Royals drive him back. Not a lot there. No gain on the play. They gave him forward progress to the 20, and that's it. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Well, it was a quick fake. Didn't even really get the ball in the belly of the guy coming through. So he, in effect, becomes a lead blocker for him. He's just following that block through and hoping he gets can pick up a block and then cut off the back of it. And it did not happen. The defensive line was in there and stopped it quickly.
3 receivers to the right of Hammonds. He looks that way, screen pass to Tanner Blythe in the flat. Royals have him encircled and drive him back after a pickup of just 2. Tyler Blythe, the catch, number 14. Pickup of 2, Johnny Rader, first man there. 3rd down and 8.
John Rader did a great job. They had the outside receiver had him locked up in a blocking technique, and Rader did a great job of forcing him to the outside so he could stay underneath it. So as the guy caught it who was underneath him, he could come off that block and make that tackle at a very short gain. So really nice play by Johnny.
3rd down and 8. Castetter goes in motion left to right. Hammonds takes the snap, steps up, throws, has a man caught as Castetter, and he's tackled immediately out in space, one-on-one. And a tackle again by Johnny Rader.
Whew, that was a great tackle. He read it from the beginning, and it was kind of a little bit of a low pass, so the receiver couldn't catch it and turn and just stay up strong. Johnny came up and just timed it perfectly and just perfect tackle.
Pickup of 1, 4th down and 7. Can't read the number of the punter who's back there. We'll see if we can't get that for you. Michael Hegwood stands at his own 45 for the Royals. Punt is away just barely. Low kick. Hegwood retreats and takes it at his own 38. Trying to make Blythe miss. Hegwood stop and go move. He turns the corner. He's upfield. He's got a little space. Gets inside, out across the 50.
I think it's a 28, their kicker there.
Okay,
it's
so 28. That's Ossian Guest. And that, I believe it was Guest who was actually on the kickoff as well. So first down Royals, second drive of the night, and second drive that will start in plus territory. This one at the Columbus North 46 with 8:25 to go first quarter. Our guy Dean Beer listening tonight. Getting ready to go back to Cincinnati for another UC game. He's going to go check out the UC Murray State game tomorrow. First and 10. Leffler takes the snap. Fakes the give to Hansen. Takes it right up the right hash. Able to work his way forward for straight ahead for about 4. Let's see where they put him down at the 43. He's called a gain of 3. Matthew Hager on the stop. Hager had, Dan, you mentioned 3 interceptions for Columbus North last week. Hager took his back for a touchdown.
Yeah.
42 yards. He was in on the stop there. Pickup of 3 for Leffler. Second down and 7. At the 43, Roncalli leads 7-0. Turn of hands to Hansen. He trips his way across the 40. Working that right hash straight ahead. Sets up third down and short. Down to the 39. Pick up a 4, third down and 3. Line to gain is the Columbus North 36.
Looked like it was going to be a good hole. They had Grant Ray kind of pulled to the right side, cleaned that side up. There was a nice hole, but Bryce Abner, number 32 from Columbus North, dropped down when he saw the pulling guard and really cut the running back down.
Leffler fakes, slant route, Lockhart, he's going to take it to the house. There was no help over the top, and Lockhart made him pay. Play action, and Leffler put a strike right on Lockhart's numbers in stride, and that was all it took. 39-yard touchdown pass from Aiden Leffler to Kyle Lockhart. And all of a sudden, it's 13-0, just like that.
You occasionally see a receiver that, is able to work his way underneath the face of the defensive back. That time you saw him go so far under his – when he caught it, he was 3 strides ahead of the DB already. Just a fantastic route, and Leffler just put it on him right in the spot.
Plenty of leg from Luke Russell's PAT is good. 7:09 to go here in the first quarter. And the Royals lead it 14-0. We'll step out for 30 seconds. Got breaks to take. We'll take one right now. 30-second break. We'll be right back. It's Roncalli football on the Roncalli Media Network. Copy. Well, at Marian University, their vision is to provide an education and distinguished in its ability to prepare transformative leaders for service to the world. Their mission is to be great Catholic University. Visit them at marian.edu. Luke Russell on to kick it away. 14-0 our score. 2 Roncalli possessions, 2 touchdowns. Keegan Castetter, number 1. Number 3, Jackson Scruggs deep for the Bulldogs. Russell takes his run up. A high end-over-ender. This one will be returned. Scruggs at the 3. Right up the middle between the hashes. Breaks 1 tackle. Then he stood up out across the 20 and dropped. Andrew Ball was in there on the stop, as was Andrew Stuck, who seems to be in on every special teams tackle.
Yeah, both those guys are making names for themselves on that unit.
Evan Cook also in on the stop. Did not get the drive time start on that. We'll see if we can't get that from Matt Donovan. The start of the drive time start. Minute 8, 44 yards, 3 plays. First and 10 at the 22 for Columbus North. Went 3 and out with a punt in the first possession. Hammond's directing some traffic here. Pre-snap. 5 seconds on the play clock. Now Cooper Horn goes over and
he's mad.
Got to burn a timeout.
He's
the offensive
mad.
coordinator is steamed out on the field. We're ahead on our break, so we'll go ahead and stay here. 7:01 to go here in this first quarter, and Roncalli leads 14-0 over Columbus North.
Well, we talked about the defensive being tested on both sides here. Obviously, when a coach calls a timeout like that, it's an indicator. Obviously, things aren't going well on the scoreboard. They've not had a first down yet. So when you're coach, a lot of times what happens is the defense is kind of jumping around, lining up different ways, and it's confusing their quarterback. It's confusing their offensive line maybe, and they just don't know what to do. So that coach is mad because he's got a play being called, and usually from that play you can – you'll have audibles that you can go to once you see certain things out of the defense. And I'm guessing that they're not seeing those audibles and making those audibles, and the coach is mad about it because they are just confused. So he's, I'm sure, taking that time to kind of explain what they're seeing and try to calm everybody down a little bit so that they don't panic with a 2-touchdown deficit right now.
Back to action out of the timeout. The hand to Dylan Redmond. Here's first carry, and he's dragged down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. Looked like Brady New was first there, as was Joe Curd in on the action.
Curd was in there too.
Joe had 3 tackles for loss last week amongst his 8 tackles. Dylan Redmond, a loss of 2. Back to the 20, second down and 12. 2 receivers either side for Hammonds on second and 12. He drops, sets up in the pocket, has time, pump fakes. Now he's flushed, running to the short side, looks downfield, throws, has a man that's caught, leaping catch, tackle broken, and then Andrew Ball recovers and makes an ankle tackle, but not before it's a first down, and a catch by number 5, Damon Edwards, out near midfield. They put it right at the 50-yard line, so it's a pickup of 30 on the catch by Damon Edwards and a first down. He came in with 3 catches for just 8 yards. He's got a first down there out to midfield. 1st and 10. Pistol formation, turn a hand to Redmond. He's got space up the middle. Uh-oh. He's into the secondary before he's tackled inside the 35. Another first down. Dylan Redmond, the senior. Joey Milto brought him down, but not before a gain of 17 down to the 33. And another first down for Dylan Redmond. High snap, a give again to Redmond. He waits for a hole. He cuts left. Runs into the chest of Arroyo at the 30, falls forward to the 28. Michael Hegwood on the stop. Put it at the 29, give him 4 on the play. At the 29-yard line, second down and 6 for Redmond. It's 73 yards rushing last week. Pocket collapses on Hammonds. He throws to the end zone, has a man. It's a rainbow. It's a touchdown. Oh, Gabe Horn was beaten, looked into the backfield, and a perfect rainbow thrown to Cooper Horn, his second touchdown of the year. That's a 29-yard pass from Hammonds to Horn, and the Bulldogs are on the board with 5:19 to go here in the first quarter.
You have to give a little credit to Dylan Redmond, their running back, who stepped up, and there was a blitz by Roncalli coming up. He stepped up and just cold-cocked the first guy through, which gave time to Luke Hammonds to be able to throw it over the top.
PAT is no good. PAT is no good. 5:19 to go here in the first quarter. It's 14-6 Roncalli. We'll take a break for 30 seconds and come right back. It's Roncalli football on the Roncalli Media Network.
We're back at Roncalli Stadium, and where Columbus North just scores a 29-yard touchdown from Hammonds to Horn to bring the score to a 14-7 Roncalli lead right now. But Rob, that obviously going over the top, getting beat over the top like that after that timeout that the coach from Columbus North called was obviously a very valuable timeout and got that team kind of straightened out, and they had a real nice series.
Well, let's send it down to Steve Wilson to see if he can read the number of the kicker. Is that 20 or 28?
It's a great question.
These numbers are
I'm
very
on it, though. I think it's
It's been the same kicker.
I think it's 20. Maybe 28.
It's the mystery of the night thus far.
You're closer than we are.
Kickoff sent deep.
It's 28.
28. Brandenburg has it at the 5. Angling his way up the near
Good block,
side. He's
good
got a block
block.
on the sideline, and he's free. He's at the 45, and he's barged out of bounds near midfield. Ben Brandenburg, the longest kickoff return of the season. And we've got a Royal down back at the 22-yard line.
Let's talk about Nolan Tooney, though, why he's down, because that was a fantastic block on the edge where he just pinned his man underneath. That guy's got contained duty. He should stay to the outside. And Tooney just forced him underneath, had his helmet outside of it, and Brandenburg saw it early. He was on a racetrack to get outside of that block, and that was the key that really broke that play.
Longest kickoff return of the season for the Royals. We'll get the official yardage from Matt Donovan here in a moment. 43-yard return by Brandenburg out to the Roncalli 48. So we've confirmed via Steve Wilson down the field that the kicker for Columbus North is number 28, Ossian Guest. So he's handled the kickoff and the PAT duties. We did not get a number, Dan, on who is down for Roncalli. I think it might be. I'm not going to speculate.
Yeah,
I thought I saw a number, but I'm not going to guess. I'm going to wait till the player is able to get to his feet. But there's some serious attention now, and Megan Pacala and one of the Roncalli attending team doctors is out on the field with the player in question, and I think they're going to call for the cart.
Yeah, they've got his leg, the pants pulled all the way up or cut off or whatever, so they're exposing that to take a good look at it. But
boy, it looks like they've got an ambulance parked down in the southeast corner of the stadium behind the fence in turn 3 of the track, and I think they're going to open the gate and drive the cart out onto the field. That's certainly what it looks like, and we see the athletic trainer Mike Somm heading out to put an air cast on. So in light of all of this, let's go ahead and we've got 2 breaks to take still. We'll go ahead and take a break right now here with 5:10 to go first quarter, and the Royals leading Columbus North 14-6. We'll step out in 30 seconds and be back with more after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Well, welcome back in Roncalli Stadium, and the injured player for Roncalli on that kickoff, we can't see who it is. He's still being tended to. They've driven the ambulance out on the field to get him loaded up. We'll report to you as soon as we know who that player might be. Tonight's game is brought to us by Indy Teledata, a business partner aiming to maximize technology investments in business and organizations in Central Indiana. They take the time to learn about your business so that they can provide affordable and strategic solutions. To learn more, call Steve today at 317-231-5547. Tonight's game also brought to us by Beck Service Center. Schedule your auto repair appointment today. It's time you put your vehicle on a maintenance service plan. Beck Service Center wants to keep Indianapolis drivers on the highway and on schedule for every appointment. Call them today at 317-793-3677. Let's send it down to Steve Wilson and see if he had any kind of view on that kickoff return.
I did not see what sent our player to the ground. Apparently it's number 4, Judson Laurie, and it looked like maybe they're attending to his left leg, possibly his lower leg, but it's hard to speculate on what the injury is right now.
Well, we got a report of a different jersey number during that break, but I see the jersey number that we were told the player was involved. He is actually down on the sideline, so it can't be that player. But we will wait and see. Certainly, the atmosphere has gone very quiet. Players on both teams have taken a knee as the injured player for the Royals being tended to here at the west end of the stadium, injured on the kickoff. As Ben Brandenburg was coming up the near sideline, it was actually it looked like, Dan, that there was whatever block was made that caused the injury was behind the play.
It was behind the play, yeah.
Already after Brandenburg had come upfield because the injured player is at the 20-yard line, and Brandenburg was long past the 20 when the contact occurred behind the play. So very quiet and somber atmosphere right now here at Roncalli Stadium. 14-6 is our score. Columbus North missing the extra point prior to the kickoff. That made the score 14-6. And that's where we stand. Once play resumes, the Royals will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 48. But we are in a little bit of a delay right now. We see Brian Lauk, one of the defensive coaches, out on the field heading back to the Roncalli sideline to talk to his fellow coaches. Principal Kevin Bonich is out on the field, as is Roncalli athletic trainer Mike Som. And they're still waiting to get the player into the ambulance, and it is indeed the junior Justin Lowry. He does have his left leg immobilized, but he is upright, and he's certainly awake, and he just looked at his teammates on the bench and pumped his fist as if to indicate he's okay. And the fans on their feet giving Justin a round of applause. His teammates popping up as well. Yeah. Megan Pacala, one of the Roncalli athletic trainers, quickly on the scene there. And we see down in the end zone Mike Som, one of the two Roncalli athletic trainers, the team doctor for the Royals, speaking with Judson's parents, Judd and Wendy, down in the west end zone.
Well, you always no player likes to be hurt, obviously, during a game, but when he comes off and he's on a stretcher like that, to give that fist pump and to, give recognition to the crowd and to your team, that's a good sign, so we wish, obviously, the best to him and what happens at the hospital.
So it looks like just about set to go here, trying to get Judson's parents into the vehicle with him so they can get him to the hospital. Kudos to the Roncalli training and medical staff. They were out on the field quickly to tend to Lowry and get him stabilized as quickly as possible. Again, that left leg appears to be the issue for the junior Judson Lowry. Looking at some stats quickly, Luke Hansen leading the Royals in rushing, 4 for 35, 4 yards, 35 carries. And Aiden Leffler, 2 for 2 on completions for 46 yards thus far for the Royals. You see Pat Hartnett, one of the main security officers here at Roncalli, helping assist get the ambulance loaded up, and fans on their feet, and the ambulance heading back to the backstretch to come down the track and go back out that gate at the southeast end and get up the road to the hospital here. So we'll keep you posted on what we hear about Judson Lowry. Again, the junior injured, his left leg immobilized, but he was awake and acknowledged his teammates as he headed into the ambulance. So it appears as though now we're ready to resume play. And Dan, as a player, how do you get yourself locked back in as you just watched one of your teammates be loaded into an ambulance if you're one of the Royals?
And that's the tough part, actually. I mean, especially for the guys that are most close to him, and all the kids are to some aspect, but it is tough to be on your knee and even just not warming up and stuff. But then, you got the time delay, and Columbus North doesn't have that same attraction, so they kind of have an advantage at this point.
The give to Gallagher around in. He's
Whoa,
down the left
run.
side, and he's pushed out of bounds inside the 35. Pushed out of bounds by Trenton Bodart. But Gallagher with the run into Columbus North territory down to the 34-yard line. Called the ball down at the 34. So give him 18 on the play. Caden Gore was the quarterback on that play.
Was he?
Aiden Leffler was split wide. Now Leffler's back under center, turns and fakes the handoff to Gallagher, keeps it himself, cuts upfield, tripped for a couple, dives to the 30. Able to pick up 4 on the play, actually call it 3. This drive started at the 33, so they put the ball down at the 33. So on the previous play, give Gallagher 19, and then give Leffler 3 on the first down carry there. Second down and 7 at the 30. Leffler gives to Gore his first carry. He thunders up the middle, straight ahead running, power running down inside the 25, and Caden's got a first down. Caden's got a first down, gain of 9 down to the 21, 1st and 10. Caden had a team-high 68 yards on 12 carries last week. Leffler gives again to Gore. He's patient. He cuts. He works his way up the right side for about 4, down to the 17 before he's driven back. Bryce Abner, one of their leading tacklers, made the stop.
And if you're watching the line, you saw Luke Scartweet there on top of his man, and the one side you saw Grant Ray pushing his guy all the way out. It's always a good sign when you see those guys really pushing out and laying on top of any would-be tackler.
Leffler fakes, passing the flat to Gore. He breaks one tackle, still on his feet, diving for the pylon, and he is in. Touchdown.
Wow, what an effort.
Caden Gore's second and third effort found the pylon from 17 yards out. Leffler's second touchdown pass of the quarter. This one from 17 yards out. Gore's 4th touchdown catch of the season, and the Royals quickly get the touchdown back. Lead 20-6, PAT pending for Luke Russell. Gore is the holder. Johnny Rader is the snapper. Joe Curd, beg your pardon, is the snapper on PATs and field goals. Good snap, plenty of leg, and Russell drilled that one. He hit a couple knuckleballs on the first 2, but that one had plenty of leg. And the Royals, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. And they lead at 21-6. Here with 3:33 to go in the first quarter. Well, when you send flowers, put your trust in your local family-owned Indianapolis florist. That's Steve's Flowers and Gifts. For efficient, secure, and dependable service, call Steve's 317-787-3431. As Dan Bauer likes to say, don't see the difference. Steve's the difference.
Exactly.
We need to start making that a thing, saying that in unison. I like that. Everyone checking in. Appreciate you listening and watching tonight. Wherever outlet you may be taking in tonight's product. Papandrea is watching in the Cleveland area. They're heading to Ohio to watch their son Ryan and the Wabash Little Giants taking on Hiram tomorrow.
Hiram, where's that at?
It's in Northeast Ohio.
Really? Okay.
Division III football. Jim and Lisa Feltzer at Vito Provolone's watching the Royals. We're on the big screen at Vito's.
Yes.
How about that?
Smile.
How about that? Hello to all the folks at Vito's. 5 plays, 147, a minute 47, 52 yards on that drive for the Royals. You think they can run some bread over here at halftime? Some Vito's bread and some salad?
That'd be good.
That'd be all right. Russell on to kick it away. High kick, Castetter takes it at his own 4. Up the near hash, angling toward the short side sideline. Still on his feet, a flag is down. Castetter fights his way out across the 25, but this might be backed up. Tunney on the tackle, Nolan Tunney on the tackle, flag on the play. Well, we mentioned, Dan, blocking the back. We mentioned that Roncalli comes in, winners of 15 in a row. It's tied for the 4th longest winning streak. The record is 22 games in the 2016 and the first 7 of the 2017 season. And we see it, the quarterback from that 2016 undefeated team, Derek O'Connor, just seated down below us to our left. Aiden Parker is also here, part of that team, as well as Paul Agresta also in the house.
Got a picture of Grandpa Hillen watching the game on his TV at home. So
nice. The penalty takes the Bulldogs back to the 16-yard line. Dylan Redmond on the carry, and he's dropped for a loss of 1. Back to the 15. So the drive starts on the 14, and Redmond tackled at the 13. So a loss of 1 on the play, second down and 11. Stephon Wells checking in, one of our broadcast producers. He's on assignment tonight, but he's taking us in. Screen pass to Blythe in the flat, wide side, and the Royals blow him up.
Whoa.
Back at the 11. Oh, my. Gabe Horn was there in a hurry, as was Connor Mann from a safety spot. And that's another loss, this time a loss of 2. Back to the 11, third down and 13.
The guys in the big chair call that hot pursuit.
You like that?
Oh, that is hot pursuit right there. Guys on a dime running fast to get to that point where that ball's caught.
Third down and 13. At the Columbus North 11, Royals trying to get the Bulldogs off the field and set up a punt from the end zone. Hammonds drops, steps up, throws, long ball, and it might be picked. It's overthrown. Closest man to it was Gabe Horn at the 50. Intended receiver was number 13, Cooper Horn, who caught the touchdown pass on the previous Columbus North possession. That brings out a punt on 4th and 13. And the punter's number 28, we established, Ossian Guest. And he's back inside his own goal line.
Well, that was a defensive play where after giving up the touchdown on the last play, this play, there's no way that guy's getting behind me. You know, he might get something underneath it, but I dare you to throw it because, yeah, Gabe Horn did a great job of staying behind him.
Punt is away. It's a short kick. Hegwood comes up to get it. Fair catch at the 37 of Columbus North. So a very short field for the Royals here on already the 4th possession of the first quarter at the Columbus North 37. Well, of course, Angela White and Dexter and the Locust crew taking in tonight's action, as well as Father Wilmoth over at the Hermitage. We mentioned Grandpa Hillen over at the Hermitage taking things in. Steve Looney in the house tonight. He's on the premises. Brian White has us dialed in from his palatial lakeside estate. That's a nice picture that Brian White sent us from his.
Yeah, you can get it. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Leffler fakes, rolls, has a man, lobs toward the end zone. It's underthrown, and Noah Sissel came back to the football at the 3-yard line, and it was broken up.
He landed hard, too.
Number 3, Noah Sissel, came back to the football and almost made a circus catch. Able to get back up on his feet. Nice play by number 10, Cole Hopkins, to break it up. 2nd down.
Ball was slightly underthrown because, yeah, Sissel had him beat by a couple steps, and if that ball's kind of thrown out, and of course you're running out of real estate because you're close to that end zone line there, and you can't throw it too far over. But he made a good effort to come back and try to pick it up. Came down, landed on his shoulder. He's coming to the sideline, kind of pointing to his collarbone there.
Henry Meinerding from Roncalli class of 2020 checking in tonight, watching down in Cincinnati. Go Bearcats. Leffler fakes again, play action on the slant. Caden Gore's got it. No help over the top. It's another touchdown. 3 touchdown passes for Aiden Leffler in the first quarter.
Unbelievable.
This one from 37 yards out. 4 Roncalli possessions, 4 touchdowns. And it's 27-6, and we still have 1:48 left in the first quarter. My, oh, my.
Wow.
Look at the replay here for those of you watching along with us. The play action from Hansen brought in the linebacker, and again, no help over the top. And Gore with an easy catch and run for the score.
Well, he made a move just to the inside and got in between the 2 safeties, which gave him clean distance all the way to the run. No one even coming close, but he made a really nice move, kind of fake to the outside to get that guy just a bite, just a little bit. Came underneath it. The ball was led perfectly because the other safety didn't come over to try to help him, and that leaves the middle of the field wide open. So you have room to throw the ball to the middle, let the receiver run, and he's gaining real estate as he's going before he catches the ball. Then once he catches it, the team has no chance. So fantastic play, drawing up, and both the quarterback and the receiver being able to read what the defense is doing and make perfect passes, perfect catches, and great run.
Luke Russell's PAT is good. He's 4 for 4 tonight. He's made 59 in a row. 14 seconds the time on that drive. 2 plays, 37 yards. And Dan, if you look at the 4 drives for Roncalli, not just 4 touchdowns, but those drives have started at the plus 44, the plus 46, the Roncalli 48, and the plus 37.
And if I'm counting it right, I only see 13 plays total, I think. So, I mean, it's
not
an
many.
incredible series right now. And, yes, where you start makes a huge difference. And you compare that to where Columbus North started, 20, 22, and 14-yard line. Not a fair game if you're looking at field possession.
And from a Columbus North perspective, you just put their defense in such a tough spot.
Oh, yeah.
To have to defend short fields time and time again. Russell, another kickoff. This time Castetter comes up, takes it at his own 8. Angling toward the wide side of the middle of the field. The Royals run him side to side. They've got him encircled and tackled back at the 10. That's 22, Braden Lauk back there, as was Bryce Hillen.
Well, and Andrew Stuck got down there earliest. I mean, he really changed the direction of the running play. You know, he was kind of heading to the middle, and Stuck was in there fast. Made him go flat. Then the next guy in there, I think it was Hillen after that, and just kept pushing him backwards to where he was about the 15-yard line, then he started kind of running sideways and then backwards and ends up at the 10-yard line. Again, how happy is Roncalli's defense to force the team to go 90 yards if they think they're going to score.
1st and 10 at the 10 for Columbus North, trailing 28-6. Roncalli has scored 4 touchdowns here in the first quarter. Hammonds turns, hands to Redmond. He stops, cuts, nothing there. Luke Schwartz drags him down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Maybe gave him a foot.
That is a great defensive tackle play right there, or maybe nose when he lined up. I wasn't sure, but he has right hand just, you know, up in a forearm, up into the blocker's chest, so he couldn't get to him. Kept his left hand free so that as the runner came, he ran into his offensive guy. He has to kick it out. As he kicks it out, you got the free left hand to wrap him up. You're holding a blocker up that's 280 pounds, and you're tackling the guy at the same time. Great play by Luke.
Hammonds drops, throws in the flats. Castetter makes a nice move. Still on his feet out across the 15. He's short of the line to gain. Tackle by Evan Cook out there.
We got to slow down the plays. I was still talking about the great defensive tackle.
They're still going. Pickup of 6 on the catch by Castetter. 3rd down and 4. 40 seconds to go, first quarter. Nearing the end of the quarter, and it's been all Royals, 28-6. Play clock is well ahead of the game clock. So just at least one more play, maybe 2 here, depending on the result. 3rd and 6 at the 16. Hammonds drops, Royals rush 4. Pocket collapses, and Hammonds is collapsed.
Boom.
Joe Curd wrapped him up, and then Tyson Garrett finished him off for a sack. And a loss of 2 back to the 14.
I think New was in there also on that play a little bit. But Curd again, very active. He went deep and then came back to pick up the tackle. They counted as a sack. Was the quarterback that had it?
What's that?
Was that counted as a sack? Did the quarterback have it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There'll be a Columbus North punt on the other side of this. The quarter expires. We'll switch ends. And the Royals leading 28-6. We're at the end of one quarter. We'll step out for 30 seconds and come back with more. Second quarter round the bend after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
So you think you can beat a train? Well, think again. While trains can appear to be slow moving, they can easily cause injuries or death. You must slow down and yield at all railroad crossings. Attempting to beat the train puts yourself and others at risk. According to the Federal Railroad Administration, there were over 2,200 railroad crossing collisions in the United States last year, resulting in 293 deaths. Don't be a statistic. Look, listen, and live.
Third punt of the night. Ossie and Guest to punt it away. Michael Hegwood back at the 50. Low end over end kick. Hegwood steps up, takes it on a hop. He can't find it. And now the ball is loose. Did Franklin Central get it? Or Columbus North get it? They did.
There is a flag down, though.
There is a flag down. Let's see here. Or was it just the beanbag?
I don't see a flag on the ground anymore. I did see
Nope.
something come in, but, yeah, maybe it was just a beanbag.
So the drive continues. That's a fumble lost for the Royals on the punt. So that goes down as a turnover. And the drive continues for the Bulldogs, certainly their best field position. At the Columbus North 47. Flea flicker, back to Hammonds. He looking for Horn. Gabe Horn is there, and it's picked off.
Nice.
Gabe Horn picks it off. Gabe Horn, his second interception. Tackled immediately by Cooper Horn down at the 11. But the Royals get a takeaway right back.
And Hegwood was the first one over there to congratulate him, saying, hey, dude, thanks.
Yeah, appreciate that.
But he ran it really well. He had great coverage on it. Was deeper than the receiver. Had the shoulders turned to be able to run with the receiver. Had it beeline the whole way. But then at the very end, the receiver went up and looked like maybe even touched the ball. So great concentration by Horn to continue to keep his eyes on that ball, because when that receiver touches, it's going to change the trajectory of it just a little, which makes it tough to catch. But he did a great job of keeping concentration on that ball and then bringing it in for the interception.
1st and 10. Roncalli starts at his own 11. Leffler directing the pre-play traffic. Turns and hands to Luke Hansen. He covers up the football. He's gang tackled. May be able to surge ahead for one. Matthew Hager on the stop. Well, Nancy Herman tuning in tonight, Dan, and she gets the award for the listener farthest away from us. She's tuning in tonight in Hawaii, the island of Hawaii.
Really?
So aloha, Nancy. Glad you're with us.
Broadcast felt warmer today.
Pickup of one by Hansen. He carries it again on second. Now spinning.
Good spin.
Still on his feet, and he's very close to the line to gain. Boy, Luke Hansen running effectively here in this first half, and he does indeed have a first down. Pickup of 10. So they gave him the 22. So it is indeed a pickup of 10 and a first down for Luke Hansen. 10:45 to go here in the first half. All Royals, 28-6 our score. Leffler taking his time, pre-snap. Looks it over, passing the flat to Caden Gore. He cuts inside. Double team tackled out across the 25, but a good first down gain. Jackson Scruggs first man there on the stop, but give Gore 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. 2nd down and 6. Aiden Leffler, 3 touchdown passes so far tonight. Second straight week he's done that. Difference is tonight he did it in one quarter. 28-6 the score. Roncalli on top. Inside 10 minutes to go, first half. Leffler turns. Hansen, I believe that's Hansen again, up the left hash. Straight ahead behind Grant Ray.
If you're watching the YouTube channel, zoom in on 63 and just watch him every
That's
single
Grant
play.
Ray, the All-State senior left guard.
He is throwing guys away 6 or 7 yards away from the line of scrimmage.
Hansen picked up 4 on that second down carry, setting up 3rd down and 2 at the Roncalli 30. Leffler again hands to Hansen. He covers the football. Second effort, and he surges forward. I don't know. It's going to be close depending upon the spot. He ran right into the chest of the nose tackle, Dawson Adams, number 50. But it's a first down. They gave him forward progress. He needed the 32, got the 33. So 1st and 10, down box resets, inside 9 minutes, first half, 28-6. Royals on top. Leffler puts it in the stomach of Ben Brandenburg, his first carry up the left hash. Brandenburg getting some first half action. The sophomore, nice run, gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Quit watching Brandenburg and watch Grant Ray. I'm telling you.
The play-by-play guy has to tell people where the ball is. That's in the job description.
All right, that's fair.
You watch the line and then tell me what I missed when the play's over. That's how we do this. 2nd and 6 at the 37. Leffler again, fakes, throws, quick dart to Gore. Quick catch, quick tackle. Out to the 41, give him 4 on the throw and catch. Connor Essig on the stop, the leading tackler for the Bulldogs with 20 stops coming in. 3rd down and 2. Officials bringing play to a halt for a moment here. Larry Stimson checking in tonight. Glad he's with us. Dan Heverin checking in, watching tonight's contest. Appreciate him being alongside. Louis Lauk and Chris Lauk checking in from Bar Harbor, Maine. Boy, that'd be nice. Fall in Maine is that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, that is great stuff.
Right there. 3rd and 2 at the Roncalli 41. Inside 8 minutes to go, first half. 28-6 Royals. Leffler fakes, rolls, hit as he throws, and Gore can't get to it. Diving catch out of his reach. Pressure got through, and a nice play by Bryant Tinkle, who comes in as their leading sack man with 4. He got the pressure on Leffler, and he got rid of it a little bit earlier than he wanted to, and that brings the punt team on.
He comes out of the defensive end position there. He was on the play side as Leffler rolled out to that side. That was his side, and there wasn't anybody blocking him, so he had kind of uninterrupted zone right to the quarterback, and it obviously forced Leffler to get rid of it way before he wanted to.
Well, Levi Whistler, the sophomore who's punted the last 2 games, he is in street clothes tonight. So Aiden Leffler, who punted some as a sophomore 2 years ago, he's back to punt it away for the first time this season. Stands at his own 26. Jackson Scruggs, number 3, is deep. Leffler gets away. It's a low twister. Scruggs makes the catch at the 20, able to cut outside. He's got some room before he's dragged down from behind by Joe Curd. Nice return by Jackson Scruggs. At the 24 is where he caught the football. And let's see, to the 20-yard line. Okay, the 20-yard line out to the 33, so a 13-yard punt return for Jackson Scruggs. 7:34 to go in the first half. I'm going to send it down to we'll send it down to the sideline here in a moment. Hammonds leads the offense back out, turns and hands to the running back behind him. It's a new man, I believe. We'll check the number for you. No gain on the play. Well, that was still Redmond. Dylan Redmond on the run. No gain on the play. Second and 10 from the Columbus North 33-yard line. 2 receivers to either side for Hammonds. Now Castetter goes in motion left to right. Hammonds looks that way, drops straight back, pressure comes. He's flushed out, and he lost the football. And the ball is still loose. Let's see. Who's got it? Or did the ball go out of bounds? Was Hammonds out of bounds before he lost it? That's the issue.
If a Roncalli guy looked like he reached from out of bounds back in to get it.
Right.
So he would be out of bounds even if he comes up with possession of it. So I think a Roncalli kid got it, but it still stays with Columbus North because he was out of bounds when he touched it.
So that's a fumble but no fumble lost for Columbus North.
Right. And
a gain of 1 on the play as well. So Hammonds gets credited with a yard rush before he lost the football. Sets up 3rd down and 9 at the Columbus North 34-yard line. Roncalli leading 28-6. Redmond goes in motion, now sets up in a pistol formation behind Hammond. Snap comes before he was ready. Hammond still has time, guns it down the sideline, and it is broken up nicely by Connor Mahan.
Oh, no.
And a flag comes in from the back judge. Tyler Blythe was the intended receiver. A flag came in. They might call pass interference on Columbus North here. Let's see. I could be wrong.
It could be a face mask, too, because his
pass interference on Roncalli.
Ooh, that's not a good call.
That's not a good call. That is not a good call. That's a first down, 15 yards. Takes it out to the 49 of Columbus North. Connor Mann had inside position on that football. Hammonds play action. Throws it deep again. This time the ball is in and out of the hands of Keegan Castner at the 5-yard line. And again, Connor Mann had inside position and Connor Mann and mistimed his jump. Gabe Horn was also there in coverage. Brian Lauk sending some new personnel in to his secondary on 2nd and 10. Joey Milto comes in at cornerback. That shifts Hegwood back to safety here on 2nd and 10. High snap. Handoff, the ball is loose.
By Milto.
But it looked like, well, let's see. It looked like Redmond recovered it. But no, it's Roncalli football.
Yeah. Tooney came up with it. And Milto went, it was a corner blitz, came up, just hit him right at the time where the ball was in between the quarterback and the running back, dropped it straight down, and Tooney was there to pick it up.
Nolan Tunney picks up the fumble recovery. Dylan Redmond on the rush, and the ball was knocked out. So Tunney recovers the fumble, and it's Roncalli ball with 6 minutes to go here in the half. And the Royals have it at the Columbus North 45. So 2 takeaways for the Royals here in this second quarter. 3 turnovers total, 1 for the Royals on the muff punt. But now Roncalli back with it, leading 28-6. 6 minutes even to go in the second quarter. Leffler turns it hands to Hansen. He breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, able to duck his way forward for a couple. He turned a loss of 1 into a gain of 3. Let's send it down to Steve Wilson. Steve, what have you seen? The Roncalli secondary has really been tested here the last couple series by Columbus North.
Yeah, and on that flea flicker, Gabe Horn did a great job. The corner, he never bit at all and put himself in great position. And let's be honest, Connor Mann, that was I thought that was a pretty weak call. Columbus's sideline's not even calling for a flag on that one, and they end up getting a call. I thought it was great defense by Connor.
So a flag is down as the Royals came to the line of scrimmage. Trevor Lauk and Sam Seacrest, 2 of the offensive linemen, are both talking to.
Well, the official has been complaining that Seacrest is moving the ball, I think, once he sets it for play.
Okay.
Now, Seacrest didn't touch the ball, so I don't know how he's complaining about that. But I'm assuming, I don't know that for sure, but they're having that conversation there. And a center wants the ball faced, the laces on it faced a certain way, and they have the right to ask that to be set each time. And if they're not setting it that, he has to roll the ball to get it to where he wants it for the snap. And now, obviously the officials aren't liking him doing that for whatever reason, and I think that's what, the O-line is complaining about, is you got to give him a chance to get the ball how he wants it.
So it's a 5-yard procedure penalty, 2nd down and 13. Give to Hansen, tripped up as he comes right up the middle, gain of a couple. It's like he got back all but one of the penalty yardages, or the penalty yardage, I should say. So pick up a 4, 3rd down and 9. Bryce Abner on the stop. 5 minutes to go. First half, Roncalli leads 28-6. 2 receivers to either side for Leffler. Gallagher has moved out of his H-back spot to the slot left. On 3rd and 9. Leffler drops, plants, throws, has time, in traffic. Gore's got a catch, and he's still on his feet. Good block down the sideline, and he's in the end zone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my, what a block by Kyle Lockard. That sprung Gore for the final 15. And it's a 44-yard touchdown pass. Caden Gore's 3rd touchdown catch of the game. That ties a school record. And Leffler's thrown 4 here in the first half.
That pass was in traffic, and a fantastic job just coming down with it because there's so many hands in there that how do you keep concentration on that ball and then bring it out and split? And the Columbus guys kind of ran each other. There were 2 or 3 guys there that all ran each other and kind of fell down, which opened up the run, but wow. And then a great block. Lockhart had a fantastic block down the sideline.
Russell on for the PAT. Gore gets the snap down. Plenty of leg from Russell, kicking toward the CYO kids in the west end zone, beyond the west end zone. 35-6 is the score. Roncalli on top. Caden Gore has tied a school record. $35-6 is the score. 4:32 to go. First half. Aiden Leffler, 4 touchdown passes. And Caden Gore tying a school record, 3 touchdown catches. And that record is held by 4 different players. 3 touchdown catches in a game. Dan, you care to guess? Glenn Huffman won.
Did Glenn Huffman? Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Mark Heisig in 1986.
Mark, nice.
Jacob Ludeman in the sectional in 2017 against Cathedral.
Okay.
Minute 28, 4 plays, 45 yards for the Royals on that drive. And then Kyle Lockhart did it twice. Did it his sophomore year against Guerin Catholic, and then 3 touchdown catches in the state game against Hobart last year.
There you go.
Now Caden Gore is the 5th different player, the 6th time it's happened.
Game's not over yet.
Game is not over yet. That is correct. Leffler, 152 yards passing here in the first half, says our statistician Matt Donovan. Luke Russell on to kick it away.
Is that 44 yards? Is that what
44-yard touchdown catch, I believe. Yep. 45 yard.
Okay.
Jackson Scruggs takes the kickoff at the 2-yard line, working his way to the wide side. Still on his feet, breaks an ankle tackle, then falls out across the 20. So officially call that a 45-yard touchdown pass from Leffler to Gore. 35-6 is our score. We are drifting close to running clock land. The 35-point lead. Lead is 29 right now. .422 left in the half. 1st and 10, Columbus North at its own 21-yard line. Luke Hammond's the quarterback. Sends Keegan Castetter in motion. They give to Dylan Redmond around right tackle, and he's able to work his way up to the wide side, out across the 25. Luke Swartz's helmet came off. He has to come off for a play. Daniel O'Connor on the stop, and Redmond is slow to get up. Redmond credited with a pickup of 4 there, 2nd down and 6. Former Roncalli football defensive MVP and defensive coordinator Dan Lauk checking in tonight from Center Grove. Good to hear from Coach Lauk. Glad he's watching tonight. Gina Saylor checking in from Pennsylvania, heading to Annapolis tomorrow. How emotional will that 9-11 game in Annapolis be between Air Force and Navy? That'll be a watch.
Ooh.
Oh, and a handoff, and Tyson Garrett announces his return to the lineup. He absolutely blew up the ball carrier. That's number 22, Connor Essick. His first carry of the night, and a loss of 4 back to the 21.
Those are 2 back-to-back great plays
by
our linebackers there. O'Connor on the play before that just really filled the hole nicely, and then Garrett just blew up the play that time.
3rd down and 10, and Roncalli jumped.
Gave 5 back.
Gave 5 back, but still 3rd down. 5-yard offsides on the Royals. Out to the 26, 3rd down and 5. Third down and 5 at the 26-yard line of Columbus North. 3 minutes to go. Royals do have all 3 timeouts. And you imagine they'll put their foot on the pedal to see if they can't trigger the running clock here in the second half. Getting one more score here before halftime. Hammonds drops on 3rd and 5. Steps up, throws, it's caught for a first down by Blythe. He's out across the 35 before he's tackled. That's Tyler Blythe, number 14 on the catch. Andrew Ball on the stop. Out to the 38-yard line, so pickup of 12 and a first down. And there's a player down behind the play. That's the center, Kokau Yi, the center. He's down at the 22-yard line.
Well, I bragged about the linebackers there. That last catch, Blythe had a matchup where it put him against one of our linebackers, and it was not a fair battle at that point because he's got a lot more speed than our linebacker crew does when you're that deep into the play. But you want to take a break?
Well, Yee's able to get to his feet. We are just past the top of the hour, so before this 1st and 10 possession, or play rather, let's step out quickly for 10 seconds, reminding you that you're listening to Roncalli Football on the Roncalli Media Network. Donovan, Rob Brown with you. Stephen Ranazizzi and Cole Dunbar handling things in our CBS Sports 1430 studios on the north side. Keeping us on track and on time. 1st and 10. Hammonds drops. Pocket collapses. He's on his feet, working around right in. Tries to break a tackle and can't. Milto tackles him on a nice one-on-one tackle. Out to the 40, pickup of 2. 2nd down and 8.
Hammonds did a great job. Lucas Erickson came from one side, pushed him down into the pocket. Joe Curd was there, looking like he was going to get a sack, but Hammonds just too athletic to have Curd hold him down there, and he was able to squirt outside back to the original spot where Erickson came from to at least pick a couple of yards up on that play.
2nd down and 8. Inside 2 minutes to go. First half. Pistol formation. Essick, number 22, behind the quarterback Hammonds. Essick takes the handoff. Stutter step, stop, starts again, tries right side. Gang tackle, grabbed from behind by the Roncalli linebackers, led by Daniel O'Connor. And Roncalli calls time. We'll see how much they gave Essick the 43, so a pickup of 3. Timeout Royals, first charge timeout here in the half. We've run through our allotted breaks here for this first half, so we'll go ahead and stay here with 1:37 left. Now, Dan, if you can get us.
To have that clock running, that you have to take that into consideration in the first half of a ball game, and you've got to, like you said, put the pedal to the metal and try to get to that spot, because it drastically increases your chances of not having to come back by the other team, because that running clock, once it's set, you can't change it. So even if they start coming back, their time of possession is drastically reduced.
First, 3rd and 5. Hammonds drops, throws, catch in the flat. Nice catch. Out across the 50, over the shoulder by Cooper Horn, who scored the only Columbus North touchdown so far tonight. Gabe Horn knocked him out, but a nice catch over the shoulder by Cooper Horn to the Roncalli 48, so give him a gain of 10 on the play. First down. 1:25 left. Now we'll see if Columbus North uses any of its 2 remaining timeouts to try and save some time. 1st and 10. Hammonds drops. Royals rush 4. Throw down the field. It's picked off. Picked off.
Is that Melto?
Up the sideline. He's got some room. That's Andrew Ball, his 4th career pick. He cuts back.
He could
now
go.
He's in open space. He's tackled by Keegan Castetter. 34-yard line. Andrew Ball, his 4th career interception. First of the season. 3rd takeaway for the Royals here in the quarter. Let's see where he picked that off on our replay. He picked it off at the 21. So nice job of those of you watching along saw the replay. Ball picked that off at the Columbus North 21 and ran it all the way down to the 37-yard line. So my Southport math tells me that's a 42-yard return for Andrew Ball. 1 minute to go here in the half. Royals have the ball on the Columbus North 37-yard line. 7th Roncalli possession of the half, and the 5th that have started on the Columbus North side of the 50. Leffler drops, throws, in the flat pass to Hansen. Working for the sideline, trying to save timeouts, and Luke gets out of bounds. See where they spot him out. Pushed out by Bryce Abner at the 33, or
Yeah,
the 33, gain of 4. But the clock stopped with Hansen tiptoeing out of bounds. 53 seconds to go in the half. Leffler looks over the defense pre-snap. Stands in, throws. In the flat, caught by Gallagher again, right out of bounds. That's a first down. Just depends on where they spot him out. Jackson Scruggs pushed him out down to the 25. Give him 7 on the catch. And a first down. Roncalli using the sidelines to conserve timeouts. They have 2. 49 seconds left to go here in the first half. 35-6 Royals. Roncalli trying to get one more score and get that 35-point lead that would activate the running clock for the entirety of the second half. Leffler gives to Hansen on the first down run. He's seeking the outside, runs right into the chest of a tackler at the 21. John Rodenberg is out on the field to call time quickly. Timeout Royals. Second timeout here in the half, so 1 remaining. And let's see, Hansen spotted down at the 21, so give him 4 on the play. Actually, give him the 20, so give him 5. The ball is right near the 20, out across inside the 21, so it's officially a 5-yard gain on first down.
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Minutes into the start of the game. So out of the timeout, second down and 5 Royals at the Columbus North 20. 42 seconds to go first half. Royals have a 35-6 lead. Give again to Hansen, seeking the sideline. He can't quite get there. And let's see if the Royals call time. They'll let the clock continue to roll. Ball put down at the 16. So third down and 1. Third down and 1.
Nope, they're going to run it.
Give to Hansen up the middle. First down stops the clock momentarily, and Hansen gets the first down. Falls forward inside the 15. Ball's at the 14. The clock is about to run here, waiting for the official's indication. Ball at the 13. Clock is rolling. 15 seconds to go. Leffler spikes it to stop the clock with 14 seconds left. Royals still have a timeout in their back pocket. So spiked. Leffler clocks the ball to stop the clock. Second down and 10 at the Columbus North 13. 14 seconds to go. Royals leading 35-6. Two receivers left, one to the short side right. Leffler drops, looks, throws, back of the end zone. Lockard, leaping catch. Did he get there? Yes, he did!
Wow.
Touchdown! Kyle Lockard picked that one out of midair. 13-yard touchdown catch, and there's a flag back. Hold everything.
Oh, boy, hold on.
Hold everything. There's a flag at the 8-yard line, illegal man downfield. So bring that back. Touchdown is taken away. Legal man downfield. Did not see who the player was that was downfield. But that is a 5-yard penalty back to the 18. So it's second down. The yardage is immaterial here with just 7 seconds to go. The ball's at the 18. Royals do have a timeout left. Now Columbus North has called time with 7 seconds to go here in the half. Well, whenever the 7 seconds does run down to 0, we'll step out for a couple minutes, 2 minutes to be exact. Course. 7 seconds to go. 35-6 is the score. Columbus North calls time. Roncalli does have a timeout remaining. Have to go quickly here if you want to save time for a potential field goal. Leffler takes the snap. Looking, rolling, throwing, and throws it away. 1 second to go. So that gives, intended for Gallagher. Gallagher, the intended receiver. But 1 second left on the clock, so that gives Roncalli time to send Luke Russell out and try a 35-yard field goal. Luke is 2 for 3 on the season, 5 for 8 for his career. Joe Kurt is the snapper. Caden Gore is the holder. This will be the final play of the half. Ball spotted on the right hash. No wind at all to speak of. Good snap. Luke, plenty of leg.
Nice hit.
And that's good with 10 yards to spare. So Luke Russell on the final play of the quarter knocks home a 35-yard field goal. That makes the score. As we head to the break, Roncalli 38, Columbus North 6. We're going to stay right here and in a moment send it down to Steve Wilson to talk with the head coach, John Rodenberg. And as soon as Steve is ready to go, we'll send it down to he and Coach Rodenberg. And it looks like we're ready to go. Steve, down to you.
Okay, I'm with Roncalli head coach John Rodenberg, whose team is up 38-6 at halftime over Columbus North. Coach, you played nearly a flawless first half. What can we expect in the second half?
You know, we little things like that kind of defense, play good offense. I'm expecting the ball a little bit more, so we got to, pick and choose our blitzes wisely.
Okay, good luck in the second half, Coach. Thank you. Back up to you, Rob and Dan.
Thank you, Steve. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Roncalli leading 38-6 here at the half. We'll step out for 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll have all the thoughts and comments on tonight's Beck Service Center halftime show. That's next, up next, on the Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag, on two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
They just had the one hiccup defensively on one series.
On one
Other
series.
than that, they were as efficient and as good as our offense.
And it's almost, when you look at the game, I mean, that whole series for Columbus North, there was the hiccup that scored the touchdown, but I mean, they really had some nice drives going down, and they ran the ball right down the field, and you think, oh, this could outside guy in between the deep guy, and he really is a special quarterback.
But ultimately, he's just been under too much heat.
Yes. They've done it.
The defense, Roncalli's defense is swarming, to say the least.
Well, and Steve, you've had a good look at it at field level. What kind of difference has it made for Roncalli's defense to have Tyson Garrett back there, the All-State linebacker?
Well, I mean, it's huge. I mean, he's arguably the best defensive player on the team, and he's made his presence known in Columbus North's backfield a couple times.
Well, and I think Dan made the point just how much his skills complement Daniel O'Connor's skills at that other linebacker spot to his right, and how the two of them work so well together to cover up so many things.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Tyson is clearly sideline to sideline, and he's a physical run stuffer too. And you look at Daniel O'Connor, you think of more of a run stuffer, but he can go sideline to sideline. He can cover some ground as well.
He's sidelined to outside hash.
Yeah, okay. we'll blame BJ for that.
Yeah, no question. But what I like about both of them, I mean, they both just look like linebackers too. O'Connor has really changed his body over the last couple of years.
Yes.
But when he lines up, I don't know if he's got a neck roll, but it almost looks like he's got a neck roll. And you're just like, oh my gosh, that is like linebackers of the Bears through the years.
They want ISO ran at them.
Yes.
They're physical
they
linebackers.
Want to make
they
tackles.
want to ram into
Yes.
each other.
But they're not afraid to go outside and make the tackle out there
Absolutely.
either. I love it.
Well, 38-6 our score. Roncalli leads Columbus North. We'll take the first of our two 2-minute breaks here on the Beck Service Center halftime show. When we come back, we'll look at the fall sports update. Lots of things going on around campus this week, and a lot of things on tap for tomorrow amongst the various Roncalli fall sports. We'll also look at some stats as well. Roncalli leading at home on CY09 at the break, 38-6. We're back in 2 minutes on the Roncalli Media Network.
not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons, like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Smock, they might find some of Willie's errant tee shots when they're out at Smock on tomorrow afternoon.
If they're out in the woods, they'll definitely see some of my golf balls.
Volleyball team winning in 3 games at Cardinal Ritter on Tuesday night. Emma Coulter had 40 digs in that one and 2 aces. Really good win last night over a solid Martinsville team. They had just 2 losses. That was on the road in 3 games for the Royals. Erica Eads, 7 kills, and Allie Kirchhoff, 17 digs. Big home match on Monday night for Christina Rasmussen's team against state-ranked Mount Vernon at 7:15. Boys soccer team lost 2-1 to Guerin Catholic on Tuesday. Hugo Hernan scored the lone goal. Then they came back and got a conference win last night. We had that here on the network. They beat Heritage Christian 6-0. 2 goals from Blaine Bowman, who was the man of the match. Also goals from Colin Newitt, Anthony Duenas, and Jair Ramirez. They'll play another conference game tomorrow at Bishop Chatard at 2:30. Girls soccer team lost to 6th-ranked Columbus North last night on the road 2-0. They'll be at Covenant Christian tomorrow. Tennis team got a split this week. The boys tennis team, they beat Southport 4-1 on Wednesday. Chris Stanley, Ty Ransberg, and Henry Howe all won the singles matches. Ben Stanley and Andrew Hayden won at #1 doubles. Then they lost at state-ranked Cathedral last night, 5-0. They'll play in the 3 matches in the Terre Haute South tournament tomorrow. And then the boys cross-country team and the girls both ran the Greenfield Central Invite on Wednesday. Girls won the meet with a perfect score of 15. They took all 5 of the first 5 places. Valeria Lara won the race, followed by Rachel Flick, Ashley Flick, Sarah McGraw, and Taylor Turk. Boys finished 2nd in the competition. Evan Baker was the top Roncalli finisher in 4th place. Jean-Luc Uzun was 6th, Jack Davis 8th, and David Warner 10th. Both teams running in the all-Catholic meet tomorrow morning at Guerin Catholic up on the north side.
So now you're the cross-country guy.
Yes.
How rare is that? And obviously, the competition makes a difference. But in a high school meet, to take the top 5 spots like that.
What's a perfect score? It's rare when there's more. You'll see it sometimes in a dual meet where it's just one team running against another team.
Right.
In that situation on Wednesday night, it was a 5-teamer on the girls' side. So it's very rare when you see more than 2 teams involved for one team to get the first 5 spots. But the girls ran well. They're on a hot streak. They're ranked. I know you guys will find this hard to believe, but there actually is a website that does computer rankings for the top 150 cross-country programs in the state. And the girls are currently ranked in the top 40 in the state, all classes.
Good for them.
So they're off to a great season.
We could get the boys some coaching, we'd be all right.
Yeah, that's going to take a while. That's going to take some time. We're working on that. Let's look at some stats. Aiden Leffler in that first half had 163 yards passing. He was 9 of 13, and one of those was an intentional spike. So technically he was 10 of 12.
Well, there was 2 plays in the first quarter where Columbus North moved one of their safeties down into the box. 2 plays. Leffler threw touchdown passes on both those plays.
Yep, and you called that before the game, that depending on where those safeties were was going to dictate what they did. We mentioned Luke Hansen has a career-high just in the first half, he has 72 yards and a touchdown on 13 carries. Caden Gore tying a team record with 3 touchdown catches out of his 5 for 96 yards. On the Columbus North side, Dylan Redmond, their leading rusher, he's got 23 yards rushing on 6 carries. Keegan Castetter has 4 catches for 51 yards. Luke Hammonds, the quarterback for Columbus North, he's got 88 yards passing. He is 7 out of 12, but he's thrown 2 interceptions. I take that back. He's 8 out of 12 with 2 interceptions, so he's only thrown 2 incompletions intended for they hit the ground. But I think the thing that jumps off the page, we talk about Luke Hammonds being Columbus North's leading rusher coming in. He has 3 yards rushing in the first half.
Not tonight. Yeah, he's
those gaps have been filled.
Yeah.
3 yards rushing the first half. So Roncalli leads it 38-6 over Columbus North here at the stadium on CYO night. We'll go ahead and take our final 2-minute break here on the halftime show. When we come back, we'll take you up to the start of the second half as Columbus North will have the football when we return after this 2-minute pause on the Roncalli Media Network.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's up?
Do we have a gun?
Rob Brown, Dan Bauer, Steve Wilson, our statistician Matt Donovan back with you. Cole Dunbar handling things in our CBS Sports 1430 studios up on the north side of Indianapolis. Great crew working with us on the video side tonight. Justin Brown is our director. Lucas Mathias handling the graphics. Jonathan Ginn Daffron 35-0. That score at halftime. Brebeuf Jesuit leading Guerin Catholic. Royals will be at Guerin next week, and then Brebeuf will be here the week after, so 2 weeks from tonight for homecoming. And you don't want to look ahead, Dan, but kind of looming out in the distance, if Roncalli is able to go to the north side and beat Guerin Catholic next week, that would mean that the game against Brebeuf here in 2 weeks would be for all the proverbial conference marbles.
Yeah, it would.
As both teams would come in at 2-0 in conference play. Both Brebeuf and Roncalli have already beaten Chittard. And Roncalli again playing Guerin Catholic next week. Trying to find some other scores of note that we can update you on as we move toward halftime. Actually, as they move toward halftime down in Bargersville way, Center Grove leads Ben Davis 17-14 at the break. The Giants hanging tough there on the road.
Good for them.
Involving the number 1 ranked Center Grove Trojans. Heritage Christian leading Eastern Hancock 28-0. Lutheran leading LaPel at the half 21-13. And Bloomington South and Bloomington North hooking up tonight. That game, I believe, is at South, and South leading 21-7 nearing halftime. Well, Roncalli kicking off. Royals, actually Columbus North, won the toss, elected to defer. Appreciate everyone spending part of your Friday night with us. Charlie Audrey and Moose Belch watching Uncle Cub tonight from Indy's north side. Chris Belch, one of the Roncalli defensive coaches. A YMCA going over the PA here as we get ready to start the second half. Talk about getting the crowd hype. You can't play that song anywhere without people getting worked up. It's a guarantee.
They love it.
It's a guarantee. So Luke Russell will put a foot into it here momentarily, working right to left from our vantage point toward the east end zone to start this second half. Usual suspects, Keegan Castetter, number 1. Jackson Scruggs, number 3. Deep for Columbus North. And it's Scruggs waiting, taking it at the 6. Up the near side, works behind a blocker. Now the Royals have him pinned in, and it's finally blown dead. Forward progress out at the 21. Andrew Stuck, who is everywhere on special teams, was in there, as was Evan Cook and number 8, George Martin. Lucas Erickson also involved. So let's see where they gave Scruggs forward progress to 21. That's where this drive will start for Columbus North. In that first half, the Bulldogs went punt, touchdown on the 29-yarder from Hammonds to Horn, punt, interception, fumble lost, interception. Give to Redmond on first down, works his way back to the line of scrimmage and falls forward for maybe one more. Not a lot there for Redmond to work with. And they gave him one out to the 22. Michael Hegwood on the stop, second down and 9.
Yeah, Hegwood did a good job coming down from his safety spot, made him right at the line of scrimmage. Just lowered his shoulder and took him down.
Second down and 9. Hammonds, quick pass in the flat to Castetter behind the line of scrimmage, and he's got nowhere to go. He's pushed out of bounds by Johnny Rader. It's like they marked him at the 21, so that's a loss of 1. And Dan, the track has not been resurfaced. They did not put the rubber surface back down.
Notice that.
Before the summer got away from the crew that was redoing the track. So it's an asphalt track with no rubber on top, and Raiders' momentum took him on the track, and with those cleats, it was like skates. And he ended up in the fence line down below the student section. Loss of 1 on the play, actually no gain on the play. Third down and 9 at the 22 of Columbus North. 5 seconds on the play clock. Hammonds takes the snap, drops straight back, stands in.
Pressure.
Flush from the pocket. Rolling. Tyson Garrett gives chase and brings him down for a sack. back at the 17-yard line. That's the sideline-to-sideline speed, Dan, that you and Steve talked about. Tyson Garrett ran down Hammonds for the sack. Back to they call it the 18 to 17, the 18 call it. Loss of 4 on the play.
We've talked about the athleticism of Hammonds and how fast he is and athletic he is. It was no match there. Tyson Garrett was like chasing down a deer, chasing down an antelope, slow antelope. It was impressive.
Guest is back to punt it away. It's a short kick. Hegwood comes up, calls for the fair catch, and makes it with white shirts in his vicinity at the 42-yard line. So Royals begin there. 38-6 the score. 9:43 left in the third quarter. This is the 6th drive out of 8 for the Royals that has begun on the plus side of the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 42. Roncalli is 1 score away from activating the running clock. That's initiated by a 35-point lead. The lead is currently 32. Aiden Leffler is 1 touchdown pass away from his career high. He's got 4. That career high was set in the state title game last year against Hobart. Give to Gore on 1st down. He's around right in, and he's going to go on one play. One play is all it takes.
Cow.
Caden Gore, 42-yard touchdown run, just like that. Matt Donovan's going to hand me a sheet of paper so that will say time of drive 8 seconds. 44 yards, 1 play. Caden Gore, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, his 4th rushing touchdown of the night. Look at the replay, Dan, and there's just seal blocks everywhere.
Yep.
Luke Russell is on for the PAT. He's 5 for 5 tonight. Make it 6 out of 6. And it's 45-6 with 9:35 to go in the third quarter. We'll have a running clock the rest of the way with the Royals up 39. We'll step out for 30 seconds. We'll take our first break here in the second half and be right back with more. After this 30-second pause on the Roncalli Media Network. Second time this year that Caden Gore has had a rushing and a running and a receiving touchdown in the game. He's got 4 touchdowns tonight. First one on the ground after 3 receiving touchdowns in the first half.
Well, let's talk
it's
about
45-6.
Luke Scartweet, Patrick Meek, Trevor Lout, Grant Ray, Sam Seacrest. You know, Jackson McNeely's been in there. Those line create that play. Now, you know, the Gore gets all the credit because he made the run, but as you pointed out, all those seal blocks, there was nobody that even touched him.
Castetter fumbles the kickoff, picks it up, takes it to 3, and brings it out short of the 15. So we'll have took it at the 1 and brought it out to the 14. Andrew Stuck on the stop. So Columbus North begins there. It's a running clock the rest of the way with the Royals up north of 35 points. It's a 39-point lead, 45-6. Another dominant performance by the Royals tonight. Franco Central trails Zionsville 21-14, late third quarter. Hammonds gives the give to Redmond right up the middle, and he's smothered for maybe a couple. Not a whole lot of opportunity up the middle for Dylan Redmond. Actually, that was Keegan Castetter, beg your pardon. No, that was Redmond on the carry. Redmond on the carry, give him 2. Luke Swartz on the stop, 2nd down and 8 from the 16. Well, in case you were not with us in the first half, Roncalli special teams man, the junior Judson Lowry, suffered a leg injury of his left leg, had to have that leg immobilized and taken off in an ambulance. I guess, Dan, it's a good sign that we saw Judson's dad down the field at halftime. Down the left side, pass is overthrown, incomplete, out near the 45-yard line. Number 13, Cooper Horn, the intended receiver. 3rd down and 8. Running clock the rest of the way. Student section has been very engaged here from the start.
CYO night always brings that out on
It does. Everybody's got their old grade school jerseys on, showing their grade school colors, including the cheerleaders down below us. 3rd down and 8 for Columbus North. Hammonds drops straight back, stands in, has time, passing the flat to Castetter. He's got all sorts of room. He's got a first down across the 30, 35, knocked out of bounds. Out across the 40. Castetter ran into space, and Hammonds found him. Daniel O'Connor knocked Castetter out of bounds, but not before. It's a pickup of 25 out to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that's a missed assignment by somebody on the Royals squad there. I'm not sure if that was a linebacker or a corner that should have had him, but you don't want that guy to sneak out of the backfield and have all kinds of open space.
Hammonds drops, throws in the flat, has Blythe. Stop and go
Good
move,
tackle.
and he's tackled by Andrew Stuck with little help from TJ Gebhardt. Out to the 46, pickup of 5. That's Tyler Blythe, number 14 on the catch. Andrew Stuck on the stop. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. 3 receivers to the left. Quarterback and the linemen have yet to break the huddle. Meanwhile, the receivers are already in ready position. Pistol formation with Redmond behind Hammonds on 2nd down and 5. Hammonds passing the flat, caught by Blythe. He makes a move. He's out across the 50. The ball's out, and it's recovered by Columbus North. Now it's going to be interesting to see how they rule this. Blythe got the first down, but then fumbled it backwards to the 49. So that goes down as a 3-yard pass play and a fumble. 3rd fumble of the night by Columbus North, but they've only lost 1. 3rd down and 2 at the 49-yard line of the Bulldogs. 45-6 the score. Roncalli on top. Give to Redmond, tries left in, and there's nobody home. Joey Milto with a nice play to get around the cornerback spot and tackle Redmond before he can turn upfield. Daniel O'Connor came in to help late, but Milto on the tackle, loss of 1 on the play, back to the 48.
Yeah, Milton did a great job of reading what it was coming underneath the block. The block tries to get him to take a false step to the outside to get underneath him. But again, by reading it early, you get that shoulder underneath that block, and then you've got a straight line right to where the tackle's going to be made.
4th down and 3. Bulldogs going for it, down 45-6. Hammonds drops, throws, has a man wide open. Castetter overthrown. Overthrown. Incomplete. Evan Cook in coverage. So this drive for Roncalli beginning at the 4:05 mark, with Bulldogs turn it over on downs. Drive beginning at the 4:05 mark. The clock continues to roll, however, with the running clock rule in effect the rest of the way. 1st and 10 Royals at their own 48. Start to see some new faces as we anticipated. J.J. Prendergast, the left-handed sophomore, is in the game at quarterback for the Royals, number 18 on your screen for those of you watching along with us. We'll lean on Dan. He does a great job of identifying some of the new faces out there. Prendergast turns hands to Ben Brandenburg. He makes the first man miss and trips forward out near the 45. His knee went down at the 46, so give him 2. Ben Brandenburg on the carry, the sophomore. He had a huge 40-plus yard kickoff return in the first half. now getting some carries here in this late stages of the third quarter.
We got Connor McNeely in at a guard spot. Looks like Matthew Stacy in a center spot.
Brandenburg plowing ahead. He gets one before the white shirts drive him back. 3rd down and 7. Trenton Bogart on the stop. 3rd down and 7.
Ian Crow getting some reps to tackle spot.
Yep, see him out there at left tackle.
I think Jackson McNeely's in there also on the far side. He gets reps during the other group too, though.
The quote-unquote jumbo package.
Jumbo package, yep.
3rd down and 7 at the Bulldog 45. Passing the flat, incomplete. Intended out there for number 81, Dylan Coughlin. That sends the punt team out. And Aiden Leffler, who presumably is done for the night at quarterback, but he still will handle the punt chores the rest of the way. Second time tonight, Aiden has punted. Couple safeties deep for the Royals. That's Scruggs, number 3, and Blythe, number 14, back deep for the Royals at the 10-yard line. Leffler stands at his own 40. 4th down and 7. High snap, minimal rush. Leffler gets away a short end-over-ender that takes a high hop and then settles to a stop at the 23-yard line. This drive begins with 1:31 to go here in the third quarter. Ball placed at the 24-yard line of Columbus North. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Roncalli scoring on its first play from scrimmage in the second half. That activated the running clock the rest of the way. That's a rule a couple years in effect, that once a team leads by 35 points, starting no earlier than the start of the second half, running clock. His ball is tipped and almost picked off. Intended for number 2, Keegan Castetter. Andrew Stuck got a hand on it, put it up in the air, and Bryce Hillen almost had an interception
So that ball
on the
seemed to
deflection.
stay up a long time.
Inside 30 seconds to go, third quarter. Plainfield leading Perry Meridian 14-7 late in the third. Likely will be the final play of the quarter. Give to Redmond around left tackle. He works his way forward for a couple. Actually, that was number 19, Max Mourinho. Number 19, Max Mornino. And that's the end of the quarter. 3rd down and 7 when we come back. Royals leading 45-6. We'll step out for 30 seconds and come back with the final 12 minutes from the stadium after this on the Roncalli Media Network. Well, we get ready to start the final quarter. 45-6 the score. Roncalli on top. Columbus North with the football. Third down and 7 at its own 27. Hammonds drops to throw. Royals send pressure. Hammonds on the run. Around end, and Andrew Stuck tackles him after a pickup of only a couple. Nice pursuit by Andrew Stuck. And the ball put down at the 29, so a gain of 2 for Hammonds. Well, Columbus North has its punt team out there, but only has about 9 guys on the field. Right? They're a couple short.
They are. They're yelling for guys to come in.
And now all sorts are coming on late.
Got 8 seconds left on the clock, so they still have time.
Not see who was deep for Roncalli.
They're resetting the clock for him. Doesn't matter.
And it's a very short kick. That's down at the 49 of Roncalli. So 11:01 will be the time on this drive start for Roncalli. 11:01 on the drive start for Roncalli. And again, another drive starts in the plus category, i.e. on the Bulldogs side of the 50. J.J. Prendergast is the quarterback for Roncalli, the sophomore. Number 18 out there for those of you watching along with us. Ben Brandenburg is the tailback behind him in the pistol formation. Brandenburg takes the carry, galloping into the hole that closes quickly. Forward progress gave him the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Second down and 10. Two receivers left, one receiver right. I don't think there's any chance Roncalli throws the ball the rest of this game.
No, sir.
Give to Brandenburg, barging his way up the middle. Good second effort to get a gain of about 3 down to the 46 of Columbus North. Some strong running by the sophomore. Let's send it down to Steve Wilson here on 3rd down.
Thanks, Rob. I just needed to get a couple shout-outs in tonight. Jim Prather, listening to us out in Fairland, Indiana, class of 84, representing. And my good friend Francis Cunningham, some people call him Lefty, listens every week. I want to give him a shout-out, too. And one more thing. Apparently Dan never watched Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. It's the cheetah that runs down the antelope.
Yeah, he had the deer
Not the deer.
the antelope.
But a deer's much, well, no,
kind of
it's
the
not.
same species. That's a great point.
Yeah.
A deer doesn't do much once it gets there.
No, well, they get chased down. They don't chase any down.
Yes,
They are
well
they're
put.
the prey. They're the victim.
Thanks for pointing that out, Steve.
No problem.
Steve Wilson keeping everybody in line. I stand corrected. The screen pass to number 20, Nick McCary there. Picked up a couple. It's 4th and 3. Now they give to Brandenburg. Trying to cut outside for first down. No gain. And now we'll give it back to Columbus North with 8:37 left in the ball game. No gain for Brandenburg. The Royals turn it over on downs. 8:37 the drive time start for Columbus North. I love that Steve gave a shout out to Lefty Cunningham. He's a Southside institution.
No question.
The left-hander. Glad he's listening tonight and every Friday night. And I was going to let the whole deer antelope thing go, but I'm glad Willie was there to serve as a double check.
I almost brought it up myself, but I was like, that ain't right. Something ain't right there.
But we all understand that if it was truly a Wild Kingdom scenario, Willie would be the guy that would have to get out of the van to go chase the wild animal. Dan would stay inside.
No question.
They give up the left side, left tackle. That's number 19, Max Mornino on the carry.
I did have a friend
out to the 50, gain of 9.
Riding his motorcycle one night, caught a deer in his lap, and he would claim that, yes, that guy was pretty aggressive. So.
He's lucky to be still with us.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question.
He caught the deer in his lap while the motorcycle was moving?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. But he's fine now.
Okay.
And the deer wasn't so lucky, but.
That's Max Mornino, the junior, running the football on first down, pickup of 9. He's number 19 on your screen for those of you watching along with us. Mornino again around right tackle. He's got a first down inside the Roncalli 45, down to the 43. So give him 7 on the play. New quarterback into the game for the Bulldogs is number 11, Hudson Elwood. He's a sophomore, number 11, for those of you watching along with us. First down, Bulldogs, 6:40 to go. One of our favorite guys, Jamie Dees, watching in tonight. Glad he's taking in the action. First and 10 at the 43 for the Bulldogs. Give again to Mornino. He runs up the back of his lineman, and that allows Nolan Tully on the delay to pull him down from behind. No gain. Actually give him one. Nope, no gain. I thought they gave him one in the forward progress, but they say he's down at the 43. So no gain, 2nd and 10. Nolan Tunney always seems to be around the football.
Yeah, he does. He's an exciting player to watch.
Got some good instincts as a defensive lineman, the junior. He'll have an impact on the basketball season as well here when we head indoors in a couple months. 2nd and 10. High snap. Give again to Mornino. This time he tries left tackle. Nice run down to the 35, setting up 3rd and short. Give him the 36. Pickup of 7. Charlie Elsner's number 62 in on the stop. The sophomore. Sophomore linebacker, 6 foot, 182-pounder. 3rd down and 3 at the 36. Columbus North taking their time, breaking the huddle. Again, Hudson Elwood, number 11, the sophomore in at quarterback. 5 minutes to go. Royals lead 45-6. High snap. Elwood runs it himself up the middle. He's got a 1st down. Does the sophomore down to the 30-yard line on the quarterback draw. Pickup of 6, 1st down. So in case you're wondering, once the 35-point lead is achieved, the clock does not stop, even if the trailing team cuts the deficit back inside 35. Although I've yet to see that happen, Dan, when we've had running clocks where a team gets behind by 35 plus and they rally and get it back to within something less than 35.
Right.
Just in case anyone was wondering. Nearing the 4-minute mark to go.
We might see
Round
it.
left end. There's a new running back, and he's knocked out of bounds. That's number 36 on the carry. That's Ian Calvert, the junior, 5'9", 175-pounder, number 36, Ian Calvert on the carry. He's down to the 17-yard line and a 1st down.
Had a nice little stiff arm at the end of that run.
Yep, 1st down run, 3rd 1st down on the drive for the Bulldogs, down to the 17. Clock continues to move. Bulldogs looking toward the sideline for the play call. Now they're set at the line of scrimmage. Elwood takes the snap, gives to Calvert again. He cuts outside, now back in off of his right guard. Takes it down to the 14, call it the 13. Give him 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6. Clock continuing to move. Nearing the 3-minute mark to go in this game. Beverly Dees, our favorite listener/viewer from Chandler, Arizona, checking in tonight. Hope she is well. 2nd down and 7 at the 13. For Columbus North, trying to get a score on the board before this clock hits triple zeros. Give again to Calvert, and he works his way up the middle, then slides to his left, down inside the 10. That sets up 3rd down and short. See, if they gave him across the 10, they put it at the 10. We'll call it the 10. Braden Lauk on the stop. Line to gain's the 7, so it's 3rd down and 3. 3rd down and 3. Inside 2.5 minutes to go. High snap, Elwood to throw. In the flat, caught
it.
And immediately knocked out of bounds. Inside the 5-yard line. Trying to get a uniform number on the player that caught that. Steve, can you get a uniform number on the player that made that catch? 88. Number 88, Nathan Palmer on the catch. Matt Donovan with the eagle eye on that. Appreciate that. 1st and goal at the 4. Calvert on the give, barges his way up to the right side. He's short of the goal line. Give him 2, 2nd down and goal from the 2. Now the question is, can the Bulldogs get in the end zone before the clock runs out? Second down and goal at the 2. Elwood keeps it himself. Puts a head down, and is he in?
Yes, he's in. This guy gave him a signal early and dropped it.
He is indeed in. Touchdown. Hudson Elwood, the sophomore quarterback, runs it in from 2 yards out. First score for the Bulldogs since the first quarter. Now number 28, Ossian Guest, is on for the extra point try. And he kicks it wide of the mark. That's no good. PAT is no good. So Guest unable to find it. That makes the score 45-12 with 41 seconds to go. That'll be the drive time start for Roncalli. And you would imagine that the Royals would just receive the kickoff and then take a knee and head to the locker room. Some final scores. Brebeuf Jesuits defeats Guerin Catholic 42-14 tonight to improve to 4-0. Danville easily over Crawfordsville 41-0. Westfield beats Noblesville 42-15. Well, immediately following the conclusion of this game, we'll step out for 2 minutes. We'll step out for 2 minutes and come back with all the particulars. 11 plays, 50 yards, 7:49 for Columbus North. So a 2-minute break immediately following the conclusion of the game. And then we'll be back with all the particulars on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts post-game show. Any other breaks that we have left, we'll put to Cole. We'll put to the break, the one break we have within the post-game show. 41 seconds to go. Guest on to kick it away. Royals will move to 4-0 on the season and win their 16th straight. That's the touchdown passes. Caden Gore, 4 touchdowns, tying the school record with 3 touchdown catches, and the Royal defense does the rest. Our final tonight from the stadium as the Royals improve to 4-0. Roncalli 45, Columbus North 12. Stay tuned. We'll step out for 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll have all the particulars on tonight's Steve's Flowers and Gifts postgame show. It's next on the Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. I think I'm gonna make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag, on two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary, ER, or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game. because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Now back at Roncalli Stadium, the Royals defeat Columbus North 45-12 tonight. Waiting to send it down to Steve Wilson to talk with Roncalli head coach John Rodenberg as soon as coach is finished addressing the team. We'll remind you tonight's game is a copyrighted production of the Roncalli Media Network for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of this game without the express written consent of the Roncalli Media Network is prohibited. And again, Dan, we're waiting to send it down to Steve Wilson. It looks like Coach Rodenberg is just about ready to go, but another dominant performance on both sides of the football for Roncalli tonight.
Yeah, fantastic job. You know, the line really, we kind of joked to keep watching the line, but they did a great job tonight in controlling that line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. You know, and that makes a huge difference when, you know, you control the line of scrimmage because there's just no gaps. I mean, it's makes it an easy football game. You know, when running backs don't get hit for 5 or 6 yards down the field, and you know, when your defensive line is clogging holes like that and not giving a chance to their running backs, and again, shut down their quarterback. Hammonds came into the game as their leading rusher, and I don't know what the final rushing stat was, but he only had, 3 yards at halftime, so probably not much more than that. You know, and just a fantastic job by both sides of the ball. And then, you know, I think I also liked Roncalli's ability to switch going from a pass to a run. You know, obviously, you know, Leffler had another great game with the touchdown passes that he threw. Gore just continues to shine. You know, Lockhart obviously, you know, really just, you know, fantastic opportunity for Roncalli to get this win tonight.
Well, let's send it down to Steve Wilson. He's standing by with head coach John Rodenberg. Steve?
Okay, I'm with Roncalli head coach John Rodenberg. His team tonight defeated Columbus North 45-12. First off, my 82-year-old mother listens, and the last time we did this, she said I did really good during the game, but my post-game with the coach needed some work. I thought I did okay, but I'm going to try and do better tonight, okay? Well, first of all, you get the big win last week against Chittard, rivalry game. You revenge your loss from last year. It's a big emotional win. How are you able to not have a letdown with your team this week as far as your practice, your mentality? You talk about that. What's the process like?
We did. We talked about it Monday. You know, I rivalry games, I always approach everything as opponent 1, opponent 2, opponent 3. Like right now we're on to opponent 5. But I realized the importance of last week. So I took some time out Monday to talk about, you know, we have a chance of being a really good football team. And you know, and being a really good football team, you can't have any letdowns, no letdowns at all. That's why I was happy with the way we played in the second half tonight. So, I mean, yeah, we talk about it, you know, we talk about playing the next game, and that game's over with. We're not looking towards any other game but opponent number 5.
Okay, and I want to talk about a couple of your players tonight. First of all, especially yourself being a defensive-minded coach, how good was it to see number 30 back on the field for you?
You know, he's an all-state player. He's smart, he's fast, he's quick. Plus, you can't replace all that experience he's got. Yeah, you know, number 51 played really well the last 2 games, but number 30's special.
And I'd be remiss here if we didn't go this direction. Caden Gore, he plays quarterback, he plays tailback, he plays H-back, multiple positions, 4 touchdowns tonight. How valuable is he to this team?
Well, you know, it's huge, and I watch the kids in my class, and in the fall, in the spring, in the summer. You know, he's a beast. In football, he loves it. He'll do anything you ask him to do. But I'll tell you what, everything he's done, he's earned it because he works really hard behind the scenes.
Okay. Congratulations on the win tonight. Good luck next week. And, Mom, I hope I did better this week. Back up to you, Rob and Dan.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you to Coach Rodenberg. Roncalli defeats Columbus North tonight by the score of 45-12. We'll take our first and only break here on the postgame show. We'll run through the rest of the breaks we have remaining, and we'll come back and wrap it up. We'll look at some stats. We'll bring Steve back up in the booth. We'll get some more insight from Dan. We'll hand out our player of the game. Couple different ways we could go with that. It'll be an interesting discussion during the break. All of that on the other side as we come back in a moment on the Roncalli Media Network.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
This is a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
And Gifts post-game show. Roncalli's Royals defeating Columbus North by the score of 45-12. That completes a 3-0 start for the Royals against 6A opponents. 3 of the first 4 teams faced: Southport, Franklin Central, Chittard last week, a 4A, Columbus North, the 6A tonight. Roncalli goes 3-0 against 6A opposition this year for the second straight year. They just played 2 last year. They did not play Southport. So the Royals 4-0 now. Columbus North drops to 2-2. Let's look at a couple numbers for tonight. Caden Gore had himself quite a night. 72 yards rushing and a touchdown. That's on 4 carries, by the way, including a 45-yard run. 5 catches for 96 yards and 3 touchdowns. That ties the school record. Aiden Leffler had 163 yards passing. Luke Hansen, far and away his best night running the football. 13 attempts, 72 yards. He scored the game's first touchdown from 18 yards out. And we didn't talk much about Hansen because Roncalli threw the ball a lot in the second quarter to really gap that lead. And then by the time they started running the ball again with some regularity, Hansen was out of the game with the lead. But if he develops, and now you've got 3 guys in terms of Gore and Gallagher and Hansen, and as John Rodenberg said a couple weeks ago, each guy gives you a little bit something different. And as a play caller, Dave Burton, the offensive coordinator, he can mix and match depending upon what he sees.
They're all really good, and you put them behind that line, they're all really good backs. And Gallagher's a downhill runner. Gore does a little bit of everything with he running the ball. And Hansen's got a little wiggle to him. He's got a little shake and bake. He's got a little spin.
I didn't know if a lot of people knew he had that.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah,
I mean,
headed before this season.
Right, and he looked a little bit like Barron tonight. I don't think he's got quite the burst that Barron has, straight line speed, but the hit and the spin, and he can lower the shoulder when he has to. It's a good problem to have three quality backs.
There are 2 points I want to make. Number one, Brandenburg got a carry. What was his carry? How long did
he got some carries in the second half. He ended up
I thought he had some in the first half. Didn't he have one?
He had 1 for 11.
1 for 11
1
yards.
for 11, right.
So every back you put in there is getting 11 yards or more. Is there a common denominator with all these backs going in that stays consistent through all of them running the ball?
You mean the fact that they had 4 different rushers tonight
let me
with,
give you
with
a
at least 10
They
yards
all
from
have the
a
football,
carry?
Dan.
Ray,
They all have the football.
Seacrest, Scartweet, Meek, McKinley. I mean, let's quit talking about all these running yards that they're getting, and let's give credit to where credit's due. This line is incredible. It's so fun to watch. And I joked about it in the first half there, but I mean, if you really zoom into them, there's no stats that let us know that Grant Ray played a ridiculous football game today until you watch the film and you count how many guys he is pushing 8 yards out of the way, or how many pancakes Scartweet gets, or Lauk, or I mean, you have to watch the film and really zoom in to watch them. And unfortunately, all the play-by-play guys and everybody in the stands watches the guy that's carrying the ball, and they get all the action, except for me and and one of our listeners now.
Take that a step further. How many times, other than the one time on 3rd down, which is one of the 2 drives that Roncalli punted on tonight, and the only one they punted in the first half,
right?
Leffler was hurried. How many times when Leffler dropped back to pass was he even touched? Once is all I can recall.
Yeah, once.
On the one time he was hurried and threw an incompletion.
Correct. And this is a lineman's game. Yeah. At least this year. And no, those guys still have to run. I'm joking a little bit, but there is that common denominator. This line is so good, and they just don't get the credit that they deserve unless we pipe them up a little bit.
And it doesn't matter what level of football you're at. If you have a good O-line and D-line, you got a good team.
Correct.
And if you don't, you don't have a good team.
Correct again.
I mean, it pains me to say
that. It's that simple. Yeah, it's
especially
that simple.
to you. But facts are facts.
Right.
And we got a pretty good
Thank you for
O-line and
admitting
D-line.
that.
Despite all the lineman talk, we are going to give our player of the game to Caden Gore, the slot back slash H-back slash running back who had 4 touchdowns tonight. That's hard to overlook. 4 touchdowns tonight for Caden Gore.
Go ahead. Finish it
No,
up.
I was going to say, tonight's, as is the case every week, our player of the game sponsors by Ortho Indy. They're the most highly respected orthopedic practice in the Midwest. Ortho Indy provides leading-edge bone, joint, spine, and muscle care from multiple locations throughout Central Indiana while staying true to their mission and their patients. Call 317-802-2000 to talk to Ortho Indy.
Well, we're talking about the number of touchdowns you're getting, especially through the air. You do have to say, Aiden Leffler played well too today. I mean, he had a lot of touchdowns. Technically had the touchdown that was taken away by his line, but he played well and hit. But again, the line's giving him all kinds of time. So
I knew you were going to get around to that.
Let's think about this though. We mentioned during the pregame show that game 3 years ago. In September of 18, Roncalli losing at Columbus North 9-7 to start 0-4. And there was a lot of head hanging with that team after that game. Scott Marsh, the head coach at the time, made the decision, okay, the next week we're back at home against Cecina. I'm going to start a freshman quarterback for the first time in the history of this program.
Yeah.
He's going to be our guy going forward, sink or swim. Now we move forward, 37 starts and a state championship later. Aiden Leffler is 27-10 in a starter. You think about where he is now. He does not make bad decisions. He does not make mistakes. does not make mistakes. He's turned it over one time this year, and that was the home run ball that he threw at the end of the second quarter last week at Chittard that basically acted as a punt in the final 10 seconds.
And you know what's funny? Even last year, especially the first half of the season, he had flashes of brilliance and flashes where he didn't look so good. I still had people telling me he's not a quarterback, and I'm like, I don't know. I think he's still young, he's still developing, and he's still getting better. I don't have anybody tell me that anymore.
No, you don't hear that at all. No,
and he's getting in talks from some pretty big players out there saying that, hey, could be one of the best quarterbacks in the state this year. And that's from his numbers and stuff. And you have to, you take your hat off to him because he's worked really hard to become that. And you also think about it, in grade school, he did not take a snap as a quarterback, I don't believe, in grade school. So, I mean, he's coming in as a freshman and then playing a position he never played in grade school. So, for him to learn. And I also have to take my hats off, I think, to Coach Marsh and their staff there and a couple key players that really worked with him, because although he came in and was starting as a freshman, I think it was a lack of having anybody else there that they could count on. He did not look like a quarterback that year. The next year, they worked with him during the summer. They started designing some pass routes that were kind of geared to what he could do well, and they started to see some production out of that. Did the same thing the next year, and now you saw leaps and bounds of, hey, wait, this guy is a quarterback. But it's because of the coaching he got, the work he put in the summer with his receivers, and you saw, and it's a great story of someone that, maybe is or maybe isn't a true quarterback, put in the work, and becomes a fantastic quarterback for his team.
Well, and let's talk about the one stat. The quarterback is the only position on the football team whose name gets attached, other than the head coach, to wins and losses.
Correct.
And now what Aiden Leffler has done, Roncalli has won 15 games in a row. Aiden Leffler has a chance next week to become the first quarterback in the history of this program to pilot 16 straight wins. Roncalli's only had two 15-0 seasons ever, in 1999 and 2016. Each of those teams had a quarterback. I can't for the life of me. Steve would know who the quarterback was on the 99 team.
Dan Hyde.
Dan Hyde.
That's recall.
Derek O'Connor, obviously, who was here in the stands tonight, the quarterback in 2016. But what's the commonality the next year? Well, the 2019 team, the 99 team, lost the next game to start the next year.
Okay.
The 2017 team that won week one had a different quarterback.
Right.
Mike Hyde. Dan's his dad.
Mike Hyde. Thank you.
Yes.
But so the 2000 team lost the first game of the season, so that winning streak stopped. And then the 16 team, the 17 team, picked it up and won 7 more. But that was Connor Gore's quarterback run.
Yeah.
So there's never been a quarterback at Roncalli to win 16 straight starts, and Aiden Leffler is on the precipice of that if he can find a way for Roncalli to win next week at Guerin.
Well, and there's an argument probably that could be made that there will never, ever again be a quarterback that will do that. I mean, to not only start that many games, but then to be on such a quality team, for at least your last 2 years, to where you can rack up all those, those victories.
I would love to know what his stats are from East Central on up to now.
We can run those. We can get those.
They're got to be ridiculous.
I'm surprised.
From basically the
Rob doesn't know that in his head.
I'll have those before midnight. Let's bring this thing to a conclusion and talk about next week's game at Guerin Catholic. The Golden Eagles lost at Bishop Chittard tonight, so it'll be a 1-3 Guerin team hosting Roncalli next week up on the north side. Royals have never lost to Guerin Catholic, 5-0 all time, including a runaway win. You've got the score from last year's game.
For which one? I'm sorry.
For the Roncalli Guerin Catholic, 42-0, I believe was the score between.
Yes,
42-0. They lost to Brebeuf tonight.
They lost to Brebeuf 42-14 tonight.
Yeah.
So, and you guys talked about, Steve, you talked to Coach Rodenberg about the letdown after a big emotional win over Bishop Chittard coming into tonight's game. I think a similar thing is potentially in play next week, because you've got a win at Guerin Catholic next week sets up a winner-take-all for the conference here in 2 weeks at home against Brebeuf Jesuit. But the way this team plays and the way this team is coached, I don't think there's going to be any chance, and I could be wrong, I don't think there's going to be any chance of a look past of Guerin Catholic next week.
No, I don't think so either. And we played, offensively, defensively, we played a really crisp, clean game tonight. And I expect the same next week. I think no disrespect to Guerin Catholic at all, but I think they got their hands full, and I look for a similar performance from us again next week.
Yeah, last year, Guerin had a couple freshmen that played. They were heavy dominant in their sophomores, so they were very, very young last year. They come back this year with all their offensive line are back. Their quarterback comes back, a couple wide receivers, their linebackers all come back. You would think, okay, now they've got that figured out. You've got experienced players. These experienced players are still, in some cases, sophomores, and early juniors. So they are still a young football team. So, they have their hands full. But next year I think they could be a pretty good football team. This year, they're reeling a little bit. They lost some games they didn't think they would. I know they had some coaching changes, not at the head coach side, but on the assistant side. I agree with Steve. Next week, I think Guerin's just going to have their hands full going against the size of Roncalli, the experience of Roncalli, and Roncalli could have a letdown, and it wouldn't show on the scoreboard.
Well, we'll have that game for you next week. Please note that a radio-only game next week, no video next week on our side of the house. We'll have the game for you on CBS Sports 1430 a.m. in Central Indiana. You can listen to that online via their website as well, or you can listen on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com. Again, audio only next week. 6:30 at the pregame, 7 o'clock the kick. Back with you on the video side 2 weeks from tonight for what potentially could be for the conference championship against Brebeuf Jesuit. That's a homecoming game next weekend. But first things first, Guerin Catholic next Friday night on the road, north side, 6:30 the pregame show. Guys, great win tonight. Just Roncalli continues to take care of business, and be back at it again next week.
Always look forward to it.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight or listening, however you took in tonight's action. Tonight's game has been a production of the Roncalli Media Network. The executive producer is Aaron Hummel. Our great crew tonight on the video side, Justin Brown was our director. Lucas Mathias handling the graphics. Jonathan Ginn Daffron and Aiden Griffiths operated our cameras tonight. And handling things back at our CBS Sports 1430 studios, Stephen Ranizizzi and Mr. Cole Dunbar. Great to have Cole alongside. Our statistician tonight, Matt Donovan, doing a great job. Steve Wilson down the sideline. Dan Bauer. I'm Rob Brown. Again, our final tonight from the stadium as the Royals defeat Columbus North 45-16, or 45-12 rather, to improve to 4-0 on the season. Till we talk to you next Friday night from Guerin Catholic, 6:30 the pregame show. On behalf of our entire Roncalli Media Network crew, it's been Rob Brown saying, so long, everybody.